shots, approach ones that we've seen on this hole. And as Chowrasia rolls that one in and moves to 12 under par for the tournament.
The Classic Golf and Country Club witnessed some riveting golfing action as the DP World Players Championship geared up for a dramatic finish. Day 3 belonged to one man, Gurugram's Dhruv Shuran, who scorched the greens with a flawless, error-free round, consolidating his grip on the leaderboard at a staggering 15 under par. But the chasing pack is hungry. Kolkata's Sunit Chowrasia, proving that a long injury layoff couldn't damper his fire, climbed into sole second with another masterclass round of 66. He sits just 3 strokes back, poised to strike. Locked in third at 11 under, round 2 co-leaders Akshay Sharma and Jamal Hussain remain well within striking distance. Meanwhile, Karnal's Maniram sits in sole fifth, fueled by a spectacular eagle on the 14th, a hole that has become a hunting ground for those brave enough to take it on. The stage is set, the lead is his to lose, but the field is closing in. Dhruv Shuran starts on top, gunning for his second tour title. Will the Haryana lad hold his nerve, or will there be a twist in the tail on the final day?
Hello everyone, good morning and welcome. Thanks for joining us on DP World PGTI, and we are coming to you live from Classic Golf and Country Club here in New Haryana in the vicinity of the national capital Delhi, and we are all set to dive into the final day's action of the DP World Players Championship. Hi there, my name is Preeti Dahiya, and what we saw on day 3 in terms of action here on the golf course was a complete masterclass by Dhruv Shuran from Gurugram, and this lad from Haryana is looking all set to grab his second DP World PGTI title. But let's take a look at how round 3 action really turned out. So let's just give you a glimpse of who stood where at the end of day 3's action. Of course, like I said, it was a Dhruv Shuran story throughout the day, followed by Sunit Chowrasia, Jamal Hussain, Akshay Sharma and Maniram in top 5, and of course then you have at least 4 players that tied 6th and then tied 10th for Rohit Narwal. So all eyes are once again going to be on all of these golfers, all of these names, and to build up to today's proceedings, I have with me CEO of DP World PGTI, Amandeep Joel, and also former Indian professional golfer Chowrasia Singh. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. And Amandeep, let's just start with you by asking about Dhruv Shuran. He looked fantastic on day 3. What do you think are his chances bagging a second title this time around?
Well, I think he's played pretty flawless golf yesterday. He had a few bogeys in the first couple of days, but backed it up with a lot of birdies. But I see a case of nerves. What would you say, Shaurya, today? Because he's dropped a couple of shots to a lone birdie. And he's currently tied with Jamal Hussain, who's moved up. So a lot of golf is there to be played. But I think Dhruv has shown a lot of class in the last 6 to 8 months. He was the best Indian golfer in the DP World India Championship. He's tried to go and qualify for the Japan Tour.
Right.
He played well, coming into the Indian Open as well, though he missed the cut. But I think he told me that he's playing well, he's feeling good, he wants to go and compete in the higher tours, and that is, for me, that is a very, very positive mindset, and that's what I'm looking out for from my golfers.
And that is what is keeping him within reach of the title, the second one on DP World PGTI circuit. But before I take that up with you, Shaurya, I want to also quickly bring to our viewers the groups in focus that we are going to talk about. And let's begin with group number 7. And it has the likes of Sukra Bahadur Rai, Harman Sachdeva, and 12-time DP World PGTI winner Om Prakash Chauhan. So on his day, Shaurya, Chauhan can also give the leading pack a run for their money, or how do you see this particular group?
This is a very interesting group. It's got a right mix of youth and experience as well. But today, of course, it's not kind of going their way. They are all over par, which is rather surprising, especially seeing how Harman has been coming through the rank. Youngster hits the ball really far. And Sukra also, he's very tenacious. The golfer from Nepal, very good ball striker. And of course, Om Prakash Chauhan is a name that requires no introduction. He comes from humble roots, rose to be the #1 player, and then plied his trade in Europe. He's really good, played the recently concluded league also flawlessly. And, he can turn it around, but I don't think he's quite going to contend for the tournament because he seems like gotten off to a slow start and it's a little bit of a chasm between himself and the leaders now.
All right, so that summarizes for us Group 7. Let's talk about Group 8 now, which features Mohammad Sanju, Mani Ram and Akshay Sharma. And I want to take this up with you, Amandeep. How do you see them getting ahead, especially Akshay, who has had lots of top 10 finishes this year?
Grassroots golf, I think. This entire group, Mohammad Sanju, Mani Ram, Akshay Sharma, this is the real India which we are looking for. They've got loads of talent. They come from the grassroots of Chandigarh, from Calcutta, from Haryana, Mani Ram. You can't count them out. They will stick by you like glue. They're not going to let go. But whoever has a good day, I think the chipping and putting, none of them have been able to break through the ranks and win tournaments. But I think in their good days, they could compete and win. The depth on the Indian tour is now becoming stronger and stronger. And anybody who is out there competing in the last 3 or 4 groups,
right,
if he has a few birdies, the last few holes in Classic Golf and Country Club, right from hole number 10, we've got 12, 13, 14, 16, 15. You can make birdies on all these holes, and 18 is an eagle hole. I mean, even though it's playing into the wind a little bit today, but it's an eagle hole. So a lot can change in the back 9, and any of these 3 can actually go through.
Right.
Just to add to Amandeep sir's point, the DP World PGTI gives such a great opportunity to people from all humble backgrounds, and these 3 players have risen from that. And they've shown you that it's possible with hard work and doggedness that you can perform and make a lot of money and make a livelihood. So it's a merit-based meritocracy,
yeah,
and it is illustrated in this group, I say.
Right. So, in fact, that also brings us to our leader group, group number 9, that we are going to talk about next. It has Jamal Hussain, Sunit Chowrasia and Dhruv Shioran. And I want to particularly talk about Sunit here, Shaurya. He happens to be the nephew of the legendary SSP Chowrasia. We all know that. Just give us a sense of the game that he brings to the golf course, and, of course, what you've seen of him here at this golf course.
First of all, he has a very similar likeness to his uncle.
Yeah.
Same sort of gait and a very nice, pleasing smile that he has. And also must say that he's equally devastating on the greens. And the only difference he has, he's a lot longer off the tee. And he's come back after a long injury layoff. And he's hungry for success. He's, as I hearkened even yesterday, that he's won on the Next Gen Tour. So he's somebody to look out for, and he's really enjoying himself. We saw him that he's holding putts, he's giving high fives. Even when we went on 17th yesterday, he was very pleased to be part of the action. So I'm just happy to see him do well, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm very happy about the attitude that he's come back with. Like you said, he's happy, he looks pleased. I think after a long layoff with injury, he won on the Next Gen, which was brilliant. He's asked for invites. And when a player asks for invites, he performs, you know what, he's beaming with confidence. And I'm so happy to have him back on the tour because he was one of the most talented youngsters that we had, on the DP World PGTI. And I hope he comes through, not taking anything away from Dhruv, but I think if Sunit lifts the title, it'll be a great boost for him for the summer and coming back in the fall for the back 9 of the DP World PGTI.
Amandeep, that's the perfect peg for me to talk about the leaderboard as it stands right now. So let's take a look at what's happening on the leaderboard. Maybe 2 of you can also help me by looking at the latest what's transpiring there. We've seen Jamal now taking up the #1 position, and then Akshay Sharma and Dhruv Shioran. All of them there. Shaurya, just run us through this leaderboard as you see it right now.
It seems like a game of Russian roulette at this point in time. I was thinking that Dhruv is really going to run away with it. He has that sort of a golf game that he can separate himself from the field.
We're getting some live shots also coming from the golf course.
You can see the group of Mani Ram, Akshay, and can't quite see, but they're really enjoying their day out in the sun here. And Maniram, the dark horse, the proverbial dark horse, he's been such a consummate professional, and he played out a Karnal in the police academy.
Okay.
So, the long arm of the law might just stifle the leaders. He's somebody that is pretty unassuming. You think that he hits barely the ball 250 off the tee, always smiling. But he can hit it really close. And on his days, he can make a lot of birdies. So you never know. It might just be Maniram.
I like the Lambe Kanun Ke Haath connection that Shaurya has set in here, Amandeep.
I'm very impressed with how Akshay and Jamal Hussain have tightened the noose on Dhruv Shuran. They're both 3 under par, all three in the lead at 14 under par. They've got the 9th hole coming up. So it's typically a birdie hole where you think Dhruv has an advantage because he's got the length. But coming off a bogey of 8, Dhruv really needs to get his act together. A couple of birdies will put him back on the running, but Jamal and Akshay are no pushovers. So it's an open field right now.
And I also realized I might need prescription glasses soon. That was MD Sanju. So,
no, we are not going to blame you because there's a lot of reflection on this.
Yeah,
We're sitting on the golf course to give our viewers the best show possible here. And of course, that's the advantage of seeing these live shots coming in. So we have that bit of leeway, really. We are not going to blame your eyesight for that. But, that also brings us this lovely sun that you can see behind us to the weather report that we have compiled. So let's take a look at what the weather has on offer today in terms of the conditions here at the golf course. Let me just tell you that the indicators suggest that it's going to be 36 degrees in temperature, and humidity is 17%, and at the same time wind speed of 14 kilometers per hour is registered here. It is 36 degrees but feels like 37 degrees. To me it feels like 40 degrees. What about you, Amandeep?
We'll just have to give that a 1 second. There's a player putting, so unfortunately that's what happens in golf. It's a game that is so much more different than other games that sometimes our players, even though we are covering, and this is how it's different from cricket, football or any other game. So you will hear us in hushed tones for the next minute till that player putts.
Why don't you continue explaining in hushed tone to us what's happening?
So
Who's
we can see Vikrant Chopra in the background, and so it seems obviously that he has heard us talk, and that's what happens in golf, and that's the beauty. It happens a lot on the bigger tours, and sometimes you get used to it. Some players are not irked by it.
You know what our president, Mr. Kapil Dev, used to say says it all the time. He says a golfer can never become a cricketer. He says as a cricketer, you've got the slip, you've got the wicket keeper, you've got point. Everybody's talking and sledging, and he says we have to keep our focus. But the golfer, there'll be somebody at a mile away talking or walking or talking on his phone, and they get disturbed. So he says there's no chance for a golfer to become a cricketer.
And my unfortunate news, he's actually ended up missing the putt as well. So I think we'll hear no end of it, but such are the perils of the job,
I'm
as
not
you
going to
say.
be blamed for it.
I say I'll shoulder it. But,
I think it's fine. We need to make these players seen all over the world.
Absolutely.
It's part of the job to make sure that we are giving great views to the viewers all over the world who are trying to watch these great players play. And, it's a great connect. We've got a great platform, YouTube, Doordarshan. They're taking all these shots worldwide, and really appreciate, this happening on the DP World PGTI.
Well, it's lovely to have you on the show with us, Amandeep, because you always give me a good lead to my next question. I was, in fact, going to talk about the fact that this is the final tournament of the first half of the 2026 DP World PGTI season. It's a good opportunity for us also to take a look at the order of merit. First, we'll do that. And then, of course, I'm going to ask you about the plans for the next half of the season. So let's play for our viewers the order of merit. And Shaurya, if you can help us understand, are you seeing opportunity for a few golfers today to make their mark and improve their rankings here?
I think this year is going to be more of the same what we saw last year. It's going to go well over 1.5 crore, and it's still early, still early season. But I think Om Prakash Chauhan would want to add to that tally. And young Anshul Kaptyal, I think he's an absolute phenom. People have not quite heard that name enough. He's a precocious youngster, son of an army general, who's of course a very strict taskmaster with him, but that has given beautiful results because he, I think, is a great next Indian hope. Hits the ball far, and Karthik, he's not in the field this week, so I think gives an opportunity to Akshay Sharma and Om Prakash Chauhan to sort of get nearer to the leaders.
Yeah, Amandeep.
Yeah, I think good players coming in, like Shaurya said, we're going to have an order of merit winner taking more than 1.5 crore. But let me tell my viewers that this year we probably may have a truncated tour. We are focused on, since we've signed up with the DP World, we are looking at DP World India Championship. That's going to be the focus for all the players, with Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood and so many other big players coming and competing at Delhi Golf Club in October. I think that should be the focus for all the players, that they should be able to be in the top 24. We could look at finishing the year there. There's still talks about it, but we are not confirmed. But that is what the target is, to try and make sure that our best players compete,
Right.
and they are able to show to the rest of the world that we at India also produce great golfers who can
Absolutely.
compete with the best in the world.
Absolutely.
So we are looking at a good full schedule starting from August. I think the rains are going to hit us, and we'll go south of India, a full schedule in the entire south of India from August and September, and right up to the DP World India Championship.
Well, it's great to have an update right from the man himself, the CEO of DP World PGTI, giving us an update on the second half of the season. But let me now give you an updated leaderboard. What's happening here at the Classic Golf and Country Club in New Haryana. So this is the updated leaderboard. And Shaurya, if you can just read it quickly here and also give us your prediction. What are you hoping will transpire in the next couple of hours?
So we spoke about Dhruv having that lead, and yesterday I thought on the final hole he probably had a putt to extend his lead even further, and thought that might be it. But what he needs to be wary of is Jamal. Jamal is such a dogged player that he can wear the opponent down. In boxing terminology, he'll go the whole 12 rounds and he'll keep accumulating points. So I think somehow Dhruv has to come up with a knockout punch. And Akshay Sharma also really good. He's a very consistent player. Sunit, of course, we spoke about. And Shamim Khan, he's the all-time leader of the order of money accumulation, if that's a term that I just made up. So he's also really well. And this is a course which might suit him. Horses for courses, warm condition. The ball really is bounding off the fairways. But I, for one, would still have my money on Dhruv Sharon.
Okay, and that's Akshay in the visuals there. But your prediction, Amandeep, who do you see lifting the title today?
Well, I'm a Chandigarh boy. I would say Akshay definitely has shown so many runner-up finishes. It's his day. He needs to break out and play some good golf and finish on top of the leaderboard. This is Mohammad Sanju, who was on the.
He's doing a little bit of a Houdini on us time and again. So MD Sanju is a little elusive.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So that was a great putt from Mohammad Sanju. But yeah, all these guys are they're up to win and lift the trophy at the end of the day. So we can't count anybody out.
All right. On that note, thank you so much, Amandeep and Shaurya, for joining us on the show. And it's only a few hours of golfing action left before we know that who is going to be the winner of the DP World Players Championship. At the moment, let's head into our comm box, and joining us there are Rahul Bajaj and Shivas Nath. Over to you guys.
Thank you, Preeti. Thank you, Amandeep. And thank you, Shaurya Singh, for all of that little chatter about the tour as well as the proceedings of this final day here at the DP World Players Championship. This is Rahul Bajaj, joined alongside by my co-host Shivas Nath, as we bring to you the proceedings of the rest of the day. This is the final round of the DP World Players Championship being played here in New Haryana for a prize purse of 1 crore rupees. Akshay Sharma has caught up with Dhruv Sharan, and so has Jamal Hussain. All three players now at 14 under par, and just about to make the turn. That on our screens is Akshay Sharma, all colourful, a bit of a fist pump. He knows he's on it.
Well, thank you very much, Rahul. And yes, three boys tied at the top. Not something we envisaged happening so quickly on round 4. Well, we were, of course, all very gung-ho about the 3-shot lead that Dhruv had. That said and done, of course, Dhruv has, made a birdie and given that up with a couple of bogeys, and he's sitting where he is at, still at 14 under, or having dropped to 14 under. But Akshay Sharma with 3 birdies on the front 9, and likewise with Jamal Hussain. As we said yesterday, Jamal abhi dikhayega apna kamal. And clearly, it's going to be one hell of a shootout on the back 9. The weather gods need to be kind. The wind seems to be up a little bit. And as long as the heat kind of contains itself and they maintain themselves with our wonderful electrolytes available on the course through Amritanjan, our co-sponsor, I think it's going to be a fun shootout today, Rahul.
Absolutely. And as the day's proceedings have already been elucidated by Shaurya as well as Amandeep, quick mention to one of the players who are actually putting up quite a show on the golf course. Shamim Khan, the player who has the honor of being the highest money earner on the PGTI. Is currently at 5 under par. We also have Ariman Aditya Mohan, who is at 5 under par for the day, and Shamim has moved up to 11 under for the tournament to be at a tie for 5th position. This is a venue that he's won at before. Harman Sachdeva on the green right now with that putt for birdie, and who's little Red Riding Hood? Sukra Bahadur Rai bringing on the colours here on the final day.
Sukra Bahadur clearly becoming one of the most recognizable characters on the course. Yesterday he was lounging around in a very nice pair of brogue shoes, as Shaurya and I were admiring, and he's got those on again today. But while we call it Red Riding Hood, he'd love to be the wolf today. And it's really awesome to see bright colors and on the course, and the players out there combating the heat. But as you rightly mentioned yesterday, there are going to be a couple of players who are going to go low early in the day, and that's exactly what, Rahul, you were talking about, is what exactly Shamim and Aryaman have done. And that mentioned Sapak Talwar himself has now moved to 6 under with 2 back-to-back birdies on hole number 13 and 14.
It seems like today is more of a moving day than we saw yesterday, and usually it's the third round that we find as the moving day, but as it would turn out, this final day is turning out to be much so. Om Prakash Chauhan on our screen, just there on the 11th green, the par 3, has unfortunately missed that little putt and has stuck around at 1 over par. He's one bogey on the first hole and then all pars on the trot thereafter. Sukra Bahadur Rai, of course, in those reds, would have preferred to have a much more red scorecard. Unfortunately, currently at 2 over par for the day, which is pretty much in the blues. Let's see if Sukra Bahadur Rai can convert this putt for par.
That slips by. That's going to hurt him as well. He did struggle a little bit on the greens yesterday, and it seems like he's stroking them well, but clearly, probably struggling with his read or the start point. A little bit of calibration required right there. And we're now on hole number 10, the leader group.
Sunit Chowrasia getting ready to hit off first. He has just come off a birdie on hole number 9th and is currently at 13 under par for the tournament. And Akshay Sharma has made a birdie yet again on hole number 10, moved to 15 under. And the show has Dhruv Shoran with a birdie on hole number 9th, the par 5. And Sunit Chowrasia trying to cook up something special today. Is only 1 under par for the day, 13 under par for the tournament. Let's see if Sunit can actually bring on the heat here on the back 9 of the Classic Golf and Country Club.
So the birdies on hole number 9, bringing Akshay and Dhruv again back at the front. But Akshay obviously having some more momentum, and Dhruv kind of trying to steady the ship and now get it really going. So it's going to be fun, and we saw both of them playing together yesterday as well. There was a lot of cheering for each other, a lot of camaraderie as well. A few, fist bumps on the side when either of them made some clutch putts. So clearly good friends, and a good contest awaits. Sunit Chowrasia right there in the mix. Jamal there as well, and Shamim, of course, 5 under for the day, but got a few holes left to play.
Dhruv Shoran, leader after day 3. He seems to be going with a fairway metal here on the 10th hole, and Pin today on the 10th hole is at 13 in from the front edge and 5 from the left, making it a very attackable flag location. Dhruv Shoran, the big hitting Dhruv Shoran, coming up here with the fairway medal. A nice and rhythmic golf swing.
Dhruv, it's a long, long way, Rahul. You know, he's beyond sneaky long.
There you are, nearly about 300 yards off the tee there, as the ball just about goes on that front lip of that fairway bunker on the left side. Jamal Hussain now coming up with 3 under par on that front half today for him. 3 birdies on hole number 3, 7 and the 8th, currently at 14 under par, 1 shot away from the lead.
That looked pretty good as well, up in the air, but a little bit leaked right, finding its way back. Now, it's still very much in the rough, but seems like a halfway decent lie.
So the pin's in a fairly approachable spot today on the left side, and should be able to get into a position from his angle to attack that flag. Although the bunker does come into play, and as you mentioned earlier, Shivas, a lot will depend on the lie over there. And as we speak about the lay of the land, Shamim Khan, eagle on hole number 3, birdies on hole number 7, 9 and the 12th to be at 11 under par, tie for 5th position alongside Maniram Sharma, who is 2 under par through 10 holes and 11 under par for the tournament. Aryaman Aditya Mohan bringing on some heat on the course today. 5 birdies so far, left with 3 holes to play. 9 under par for the tournament. Big jump for young Aryaman. Amardeep Malik, 3 under par for the day and has jumped up on the leaderboard as well. Currently at 9 under par, tied alongside it, Aryaman. And in fact, 9 under seems to be some sort of a number over here, because Saptak Talwar, who has also jumped up multiple spots today, is 6 under par for the day with birdies on hole number 1, 3, 4 and 5, as well as 13th and the 14th holes. And if I was to just look at the number of spots jumped up, Saptak Talwar has jumped up 21 spots so far, Amardeep Malik 7 and Aryaman Aditya Mohan 12 spots. Shamim Khan has jumped up 9 spots on the day today.
A lot of activity out there, and it just makes it, more fun. It's good to see the guys going low, going deep. We spoke about double digits as well yesterday, Rahul.
Whoever calls golf a lazy sport, lots of movement there, isn't it?
Well, I couldn't agree more with you. And you've got to be anything but lazy to be out there in the peak of summer, the Delhi summer, the NCR summer. It's hot, and it's happening right here at the Classic Golf Resort at the DP World PGTI Championship Players event. And this lovely 27-hole track designed by the legendary Jack Nicklaus, and India's only Jack Nicklaus signature layout. And what a track it is. Hosts a bunch of events, right from men's professional events on the domestic tour to international events, like we had the Hotel Planner event a month ago, and we've obviously hosted European and Asian tour events as well. Women's professional golf, junior golf, name it. It's a very welcoming course, and Indian golf is very fortunate to have a course like this available across all genres of golfers to come and play and compete.
The affable N. Thangaraja also is currently at 4 under par for the day, 7 under for the tournament. Lots of spots jumped for him as well. He has dropped a shot today on hole number 11, but has picked up multiple of them, including one on 13th, an eagle on the 14th, a birdie on the 18th, and a birdie again on hole number 1 as he started from that back 9. So lots of interesting stuff happening here at the Classic Golf and Country Club. Ladies and gentlemen, not only is the weather hot, the golf here is even hotter. Dhruv Shoran to take a swing at it first. He's come up just on the edge of the green over there. You can tell the ball on the left side of the screen. Jamal Hussain now. Jamal, who's kept his scorecard very clean today, and so has Akshay Sharma, in fact. Jamal Hussain trying to be cute with it.
Well, that just makes it a lot more interesting that Dhruv's ball managed to stay up. Very fortunate to remain on that collar of the first cut, as the case might be.
Let's see if Sunit Chowrasia would have picked up a lead for two from those two shots, and will he create an opportunity for himself past the flag or closer to the flag? Let us see.
Interestingly, Rahul, none of the three of them are hitting it out of the fairway. It's all out of the, the first cut of the rough, rather. So they will be limiting the ability to spin it. And it's a long green. It's not very wide, and it's obviously set at a left to right angle. So they don't have much landing area per se, particularly when coming out of the rough.
Certainly. Let's see if Sunit Chowrasia has learned a thing or two, and no, Sunit hasn't, and he will also be contending with the front edge of that green. Unfortunately, none of these players have found the putting surface on hole number 10. Finding the fairway though can be a bit of a toughie on this hole. As we take a look at Akshay Sharma putting for a birdie here on hole number 11. Long par 3. Long putt as well. Akshay would have nearly about 7 feet remaining for a par.
That's an interesting pin position, Rahul. They've tucked it left and long. So Akshay obviously taking the safe line and getting it to the center of the green. But that said and done, now he has at least about 6 feet coming back.
Yes, that'll be a tough putt coming back. Pin is only 3 yards from the left edge, and with that OB flanking the corner, as you can tell, it's a very tough shot to be played. In fact, this hole is 224 yards off the back of the tees, and that makes it a really long shot. Probably a driving iron for a lot of players, and maybe a hybrid club for a lot of players as well. Let's see if Sunit Chowrasia or Jamal Hussain actually try to take on this hole with an attempt for chip-in. I'd be looking forward to one of those.
Well, they certainly have the skill and the shots, and all very hard-working and extremely gifted golfers. We would not rule that opportunity out at all. A lot would depend on the lie, of course.
Yes, a bit on the lie as well as the receptiveness of the green. The greens have been playing fantastic this week here at the Classic Golf Club. They've been playing to 11.1 on the stimp meter today. They've been becoming faster and faster as the week has moved on. Sunit Chowrasia, a very astute player with that wedge, will be taking it on first. Looks like he is definitely going for it. He's got his eyes on the line. Without wasting much of time, does he get it in?
Gave it a good
lovely
run.
shot though.
Gave it a good run though, for sure.
Very nice shot.
Not much work left for the par. And Jamal is kind of holding the flag, waiting for Sunit to tap in, and then he shall get on with his own business, I would imagine. It's very interesting how, when players line up certain putts or chips, they also remove the flag stick because, that kind of, in its own way, influences the way you visually read it or see the breaks, and sometimes even the shadow, kind of plays tricks. So that's something which, you'd see a lot of professionals doing, and rightfully so. Interestingly, we also see a lot of amateur club golfers doing that, but that doesn't always work out very well. And Jamal has not given it enough. He's not happy. And that would leave him still about 3.5, 4 feet left to clean up. And he did seem to just get out of that little chip a bit early. If he'd happened to have a rerun of that shot, I think our viewers would see that he just got up a shade early, and that probably prompted, a bit of grass to get caught between the club face and the ball. Dhruv Shuran definitely knows the importance of this very makeable putt. Looks like a good stroke. It's gone a begging, unfortunately. Clearly didn't read the line very well, but well, as we call it, a no-stress par. Just will tap that in from about 8-10 inches. Well done, Dhruv. A par nonetheless. It's very interesting, as our CEO Amandeep Johal was inferring. Dhruv has really, immersed himself in his golfing journey, and he's been out and about, traveling, playing a lot of international events. different places across Asia, putting in the hard yards. And it would be lovely to see him do very well. Jamal from about 3.5 feet away. Lags it in. His distance control is actually outstanding, isn't it? We saw him make a few long putts yesterday, and the distance control is spot on, Rahul.
Absolutely. Dropped that one in absolutely by the hair as we are now on the 11th hole. We have Sunit Chowrasia coming up, and as we are now in the back nine and pretty much the money country of this tournament, a word of thanks to the PGTI umbrella partner, DP World. They make trade flow. They have global sports partnerships in golf, cricket, Formula One and sailing, which showcases their leadership in the supply chain transformation. They're also involved with delivering the Sail Grand Prix, supporting ICC T20 Cricket World Cup and the Ryder Cup. DP World simplifies logistics, drives performance and changes what's possible. They make trade flow. And as they make trade flow, these players make the swings flow, the ball flow straight into the cup. And of course, big thanks also to the PGTI Tour partners, Amul. Of course, Amul is a household name here in India, a name without which no breakfast is complete in our country. And of course, Amritanjan Elalite, that's exactly what you need, what we need on the golf course throughout this summer. Need to stay hydrated, and of course, Sunit Chowrasia, Dhruv Shoran, Akshay Sharma, Jamal Hussain, all of them require the power of Axis Bank, the largest private sector bank in India, also a tour partner of the PGTI. Take a look. If Sunit takes on this flag, left side today, absolutely tucked in to a corner, hardly visible, and Sunit has left it just short of the hole on the right side. That is going to be a long and arduous journey back towards that hole.
And interestingly, Akshay Sharma did make his power putt, the 6-footer coming back. We didn't really have it on screen, but that's been updated on the score sheets. So Akshay Sharma staying firmly in control alongside Dhruv Shoran. So that had to be a terrific 2-putt right there. And yeah, Dhruv Shoran now. Let's see what he's got coming into this long par 3. Tee's been pulled all the way back, and the flag itself is also not just pulled back, but pulled left as well.
Dhruv should be going with something close to a 5 or a 4 iron over here. Needs a big swing at this. It seems like a touch of a draw that he's been able to employ on the ball, and has left it out fairly to the right. And also way short off the green. Another long way away from that flag location.
Well, that really is a long way. Probably got about a 40-45 yard pitch left to the green. He's going to be fairly hard pressed to make up and down.
I think Shivas, for this flag location, anything in the middle of the green, and I think pretty much on this hole, no matter where the flag is, anything in the middle of the green is a really good one. And Jamal Hussain not quite getting that ground force, or maybe just getting it too far early, leaving it in that bunker as well. Really was off his feet there.
I noticed that too. He really gave it everything to get it up there. And fairly risky play, I might add, with the bunker on the left. Not much area to work with before you have your ball, out of bounds.
The players trying to get something going over here. The 11th hole by no means is going to be easy. Akshay Sharma, who is tied alongside Dhruv right now, has cleared up the 11th with a par, as mentioned by Shivas earlier. So the players over here, Dhruv as well as Sunit and Jamal, have a lot of work to do for that flag location today. And going at the little bit below in that leaderboard, Vasu Sehgal has picked up a bunch of shots, is 4 under par for the day, 8 under for the tournament to get himself into a tie for 9th position. And Manoj S also bringing on some heat today with 4 birdies on that front line and 1 lone bogey on hole number 12 to be a 3 under par. 8 under par for the tournament.
It's good to see Taiga Tanaka. We saw a lot of him on screen yesterday. He was obviously struggling on the greens, but he's put together a solid 3 under round, and sits now in the clubhouse at 7 under par. And Aryaman Aditya Mohan as well. He's finished at 8 under for the tournament, and he's in the clubhouse as well. I would say the clubhouse leader at this point of time. Solid round of 4 under from Aryaman. He was chugging along great, and had 5 birdies and a solitary bogey in his scorecard. Viraj Madappa at even par for the day. We saw him get a little bit off the rails yesterday on holes 9, 10 and 11, where he gave away 4 shots to the course. And today he has completed his 9 holes at even par, 9 straight pars. Tells a lot about, the trials, tribulations, change in form, and how things just can vary fairly wildly from day to day in this wonderful game. Saplak Talwar, of course, bringing in the round of the day, very much at 6 under, and Shamim Khan at 5 under for now. Onwards to hole number 12.
Lovely aerial view of this hole over here. The hole number 12 at the Classic Golf and Country Club is a 388-yard par 4. We'll get back to the 12th as we take a look at our leader Dhruv Shoran coming up with his second shot here on hole number 11. This is an important up and down. It looks like Dhruv Shoran has done a fantastic job over here, leaving himself with just under 6 feet for a par.
Well, dare I say, Rahul, I had called it at about 45 yards. It may have been closer to 60. It was quite a large swing, and the ball had a significant amount of airtime. And I agree with you, an absolutely wonderful result from that spot. But that said and done, where he did end up, he did actually have a good line to the flag, and they did open up the approach angle.
Sunit Chowrasia now coming up from the front of the green. Chowrasia needs this up and down to stay at 13 under par if he wants to have any shot at this title today. Going with what seems like a bump and run approach, but there was only a bump, no run.
There seemed to be a bit of grab on that, on the second bounce, Rahul. We noticed that it just, held back. Something I think he would be not expecting, given the fact that he was chipping out of the rough. That kind of spin.
Jamal Hussain now coming off that bunker. He better stay grounded on this one. No pun intended here. Jamal Hussain with a fantastic shot, giving himself about 6 feet also for a par. And this one is going to break quite a bit from the right to the left. This entire green actually slopes from the left to the right if you look at it from the tee's side, but from the side that we are looking at it from the camera's angle, this is entirely going from the right to the left. In fact, some of the putts going that way can be quite treacherous. They could break nearly a grip or two, even from about 10 to 15 feet.
So it's very, very interesting here on this hole. We have Chowrasia coming in from about 10 or 11 feet to save par, and the other two gentlemen from about 6. It's going to be a bit of a putting contest, and as we know, it's the guys who make the putts that are going to take home the honors. That's what it all comes down to. They all hit greens. It's the ones who make the putts.
Sunit certainly has a lot of work cut out for him over here. He's left his chip nearly 15 feet short off the hole. Needs to make this putt to stick around at 13 under par. An important one here for the man from Calcutta. Chowrasia Has he got it? And he has. Sunit Chowrasia really stamping some authority on that putt here on the 11th hole. Stays at 13 under par for the tournament as of 11 holes here on this final round. That was certainly a very important putt here for Sunit Chowrasia. Let's take a look now at Jamal Hussain. It's like a bit of a curler here for him. And should break about 2 cups from the right. Jamal has become quite an entertaining player of late. He's got multiple types of follow-throughs that he applies now, and let's see what kind of a follow-through comes up on this putt. Be interesting to watch. Yeah, seems he stayed down for long enough, but the ball has actually veered off on the low side. Please, ladies and gentlemen, do not try that at home. A backhanded tap in. No. Dhruv Sharan now coming up from about 6 feet away. Also, the ball will be breaking from the right to the left. Jamal Hussain drops off and ties alongside Sunit Chowrasia. Dhruv Sharan has his work cut out over here. This ball should break in nearly about a grip from the right. And a slippery one at that. 11 anyway on the stimp meter is the green. An important putt in this one, just to keep that momentum going, you know, and then if you make this kind of a putt, it can really egg you on to go and do your best over the next couple of holes. Stay on the right side, and unfortunately missing it on the low one. Dhruv Sharan, which dropped to 14 under par. Still early days. We still have plenty of golf remaining to be played. 7 holes and 7 really interesting holes coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, golf has its way, and on the PGTI for sure a lot of drama is yet to unfold. And to take you through all of that drama, let me bring on Shaurya Singh.
Well, thank you, Rahul. And well, as Shaurya joins us, making his way back from the outdoors, from the hot climbs around the 18th green here at the Classic Golf Resort. Bit of a rejig at the top of the leaderboard. Now you have just Akshay Sharma at 15 under, solely in possession of the lead. Dhruv Sharan with the bogey on the 11th, having fallen off the pace now to a shot behind at 14 under. And then, of course, you have at 13 under, Sunit Chowrasia and Jamal Hussain after having made his bogey. And now we have Shukra Bahadur Rai from Nepal firing one in, very distinct in his red attire. Things weren't hot enough. This boy is looking not just at red clothes but red numbers as well today. And unfortunately, he's missed the green, and he has short-sighted himself. Shaurya, now having come back off the course and having assessed conditions, tell us and our viewers a little bit more about what's going on out there on the green grass.
First of all, thank you to Rahul Bajaj for the change. And what's going on the course is like it feels like 41 degrees. It definitely feels like summer. The heat is here, and of course, it's a little oppressive, but I'd say the golfers would be nowhere else but here. Look at that hole number 10, an absolutely majestic hole, short hole, but fraught with a little bit of danger on the second shot, but otherwise freewheeling, I'd say, all throughout. And you see a new leader in the clubhouse. It's Akshay Sharma, who is 4 under par today, and unfortunately for Dhruv, it's dare I say, unraveling a little bit. He's 1 over par, and we have a look at the updated leaderboard. Jamal, as I saw Rahul talk about his, each finish is unique, and Sunit, of course, is somebody who's coming back after that injury and has been in stellar form. And low down we have Shamim Khan and Mani Ram, very similar games. And I'd say almost similar age as well and experience, good friends as well. Amardeep Malik, seasoned campaigner. Saptak, also playing really well in the top 10. And Aryaman Aditya Mohan, prodigious youngster, alongside Manoj S.
And Manoj S himself, a younger youngster. Aryaman Aditya Mohan, of course, all of 24 or 25. And Manoj S, I think, still in his teens, 18 years of age and barely legal of driving age. And obviously a top talent coming out of Bangalore. And it was, in fact, the lowest Indian finisher at the recently concluded Indian Open at the DLF Golf and Country Club. And some great visuals from our drone pilot here.
First, look at Om Prakash Chauhan, the former number 1, is currently 2 over for the day, and he is 6 under for the tournament. So, of course, not in the running to try and win this tournament, but he would be looking to inch higher upon that order of merit. It's a very well-rounded game, does Om Prakash Chauhan. And I'd say this is where he excels and revels in his game inside 100 yards. A measured approach there. Oh, this appears to be hole number 13. With the pin right at the back left, that's a good opportunity for birdie for Om Prakash Chauhan. Leaving it about 15 feet above the hole with that ball having a break of about 15 centimeters or so.
A little bit of flora and fauna there as well. The wonderful water bodies, the birds out there getting their bit of hydration as well. And why not? Some beautiful landscaping on this wonderful Jack Nicklaus signature golf course here at the Classic Golf Resort and Country Club in Manesar, in the NCR region.
Is that a pelican or some sort of a seagull? I really have no clue. I'm not an ornithologist. Is that what it's called? A person who knows birds?
Well, the only birds, most golfers know are the birdies, the eagles, and the albatross. So this one's a little bit out of curriculum for someone like myself.
All right, so we'll just admire beauty and in all its forms. And of course, when you are at a golf course, especially one as resplendent as the Classic Golf and Country Club, such sights are commonplace. A privilege indeed. And fighting for the ultimate privilege are the golfers who are looking to win the DP World Players Championship at the Classic Golf and Country Club. This tournament offers a prize fund of 1 CR. Now back at hole number 13, Red Riding Hood. Or rather orange. I'm not quite certain what that color is. It's rather electric, is the choice of attire for Sukra.
Very, very, distinct. No problems for us to find him on screen, find him on the golf course. It's very lovely, Shaurya, to have unique characters expressing themselves via their clothing on the golf course, and truly, forming personalities and reputations of their own.
That chip, decent chip there, but the round not going his way. He's dressed up all in red, but unfortunately, the round is in blue today.
Yes, he is 4 over par with just 2 birdies, and the rest of it has been smattered with a double bogey and a bunch of bogeys. So Sukra Bahadur Rai, clearly at odds with himself on the golf course, sitting now in 25th place. So coming back to what's really happening at the top of the leaderboard, Shaurya. A lot of activity. Akshay Sharma with that stellar 2-putt on the 11th, which really allowed him to stay in the lead, and Dhruv Shuran having missed the green and then having missed the putt from 6 feet to save par. Things are getting a bit mixed up. Dhruv is clearly not at his best, and he's being highly pressed by the likes of Jamal and Akshay Sharma, and Sunit Chowrasia not too far behind.
I'm a little surprised what I just saw there. Harman Sachdeva hitting a shot. There was a ball that actually came almost 5 yards short of him, so I'm not quite certain what that was. Maybe he's hitting a second shot and the group behind couldn't quite have him in view, as objects sometimes appear closer than they are.
Well, Harman's
or
a big
further
lad.
than they are.
Harman's a big lad, so maybe there's a bit of an optical illusion out there. But sadly, Harman having a very tough day out there today. He's unfortunately 5 over par for the day and has dropped off to just 3 under for the championship. So he's clearly not having his best time out there today.
And you can tell a little bit about the round by OP's body language as well. He seems dismayed by that putt, almost resigned to fate, so as to speak. And that can happen when the putter doesn't quite work. You know, bulky putter is something which is very difficult to sort of get rid of, especially in the middle of a round. You just sort of roll with the punches, as they say.
Yes, I understand what you're saying. And exactly what you just mentioned. OP's not had a single birdie today. He's had 2 bogeys. He sits at 2 over par, and the rest have just been, regulation pars or thereabouts. And oh my God, Harman is clearly, not at his best today. A bit of a flub chip, not his best effort. And I believe that's what he's got left now for a bogey.
It can happen. He's still very new into his professional golf career. And sometimes on the final day, when things are not going your way, you need that experience to sort of fall back on. And he'd, of course, learn a lot from this episode of capitulation. And I'm certain that he'll go on to bigger and better things.
Well, that was a bit of an optical illusion for us as well, because I think we kind of saw Bahadur's marker on our screen as the whole, because you and I were both gasping away.
Yeah, so it just shows you that he's also losing, and that can happen. You remember John McEnroe, at times when things are not going your way, you kind of lose interest. And I'm being a little analogous to tennis, but look at those fancy shoes and electric. There's nothing called electric red, but we'll make things up as we go ahead. So
well,
that's a good part.
I'm glad we finally agreed on a red rather than a deep orange. So I think red's a solid color.
I think the jury is still out. He's very stylish, I tell you that much. And the blue wristbands as well on both. So pulling out quite the final day look there is Sukra Bahadur Rai. But somebody who is absolutely unconcerned with the factors such as color is Akshay Sharma, because the only thing he's seeing at this point in time is red. He's 5 under par, ladies and gentlemen. He's leading this tournament by 2 shots, has unseated Dhruv Sharon, who now finds himself 2 behind. And at one point in time yesterday, he had a 4-shot lead. So, as I say, how quickly the night changes.
No, very true indeed. And, things getting hot on the golf course, literally speaking, as we get close to noon time. We're just a minute short of 12 noon. Temperature soaring up to 41 degrees, Shaurya. It is hot out there.
On our screen also is Mani Ram, who we can see in the foreground. Back right, you see the difference in driving length. Mani finds himself good, almost 50 yards behind his co-players, Akshay Sharma and MD Sanju. And both Akshay Sharma and MD Sanju are not necessarily considered as long hitters on the PGTI. They are medium, between medium and long. Probably Akshay were carrying the ball about 280, MD Sanju 275, 277. So shows you that even with that being hamstrung in that department, he's still able to produce stellar golf, and shows you that there's more than one way to sort of get it done. Here now on hole number 13, the golfer from Karnal, from the Police Academy, Mani Ram.
And there he is. As Shaurya mentioned, the many ways to get the job done. And
look at
as
that.
the legendary dialogue goes, show me the money.
Exactly. Look at that, right?
Unbelievable. What kind of skill is that?
That is...
That's illegal, Shaurya. That's illegal.
Yeah, that's something that you can't quite teach. And these are the skills that you sort of come... when you're not bestowed with a certain facet of the game, the other senses sort of get a little better. And that's what's happening here. And our senses have been overloaded with beauty here of this stellar track.
And you know what I would call, well, just a little shy of what it was going to be a kick and birdie. He's got about 2 feet. That takes him to 12 under.
MD
Fourth
Sanju,
place.
MD Sanju now about 40 yards ahead, probably going with a pitching wedge from the rough. That ball came out a little lower than I was expecting. And another beautiful
He's
shot.
matched Money Ram. He's also shown him some money.
Yeah, he's right on the money. Now we're getting a little corny here, but we do run out of ideas sometimes. But the players, of course, have all the answers.
Sure, it's the heat. It's the heat getting to us.
It's not getting to the players, especially not to Akshay. This hole really suits his game, left to right, and you can see he reminds me a little bit of young Arnold Palmer. The way he slouches over it, really gets into the shot. Bent over. Oh, that's not a good place to miss it. That's going to be a very difficult up and down from there. The ball is nestled down. I think that's an unforced error that he was a little too aggressive on that one.
Very aggressive. Very, very aggressive. Missed it little left and little long, and that's brutal. That's a brutal spot.
And I tell you, on pin positions like that, as the saying goes, you either live or die by the sword.
Now that is definitely something that could be costly. And as you mentioned, the ball seemed like it had nestled down a bit in the collection area. Mani Ram kind of letting the youngsters know how he does his thing. You can see him gesticulating.
Yeah, Akshay's a lot younger than Mani, but I think MD Sanju has been around a while. He'll be similar, somewhere around same age. As we have a look at the leaderboard. Now Dhruv will really need to dig deep. He's got 7 holes to go. He doesn't want to be letting go of this. He had a vice grip on this tournament and now finds himself 2 behind. But the good thing is that with his immense power that he possesses, and he can attack a few holes.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया.
Presenting the expertise of wealth management with the power of a bank.
Is not amenable, so he's sort of taken his bitter medicine. But it's not going to be easy to get this close because it's going to bobble up the moment he hits it. A little bit of luck and maybe a fortuitous break that he would require. Seems like he's got it. It came out a lot hotter than expected, and that's gone about 3 feet past, and that's going to be good enough. Shows you that it's also about the right choices.
I couldn't agree more with you, Shaurya. I was a bit alarmed when I saw putter in his hand because he had to go through 4 different lengths of grasses. It's the green, it's the color of the green, the first cut, and the rough. And he's done a wonderful job to bring it out to 3 feet, because I think he should be able to successfully save par and stay there. So many ways to get the job done. Viraj Matappa on the 15th hole. The 15th is the drivable par 4. Well, almost for most of these big boys, and Viraj is suddenly one of them at 360 yards.
Look at that ball coming in. It's going to nestle there in that sort of collection area, which we see a lot of balls end up there. No matter, even if you carry the ball 275 or 290, you'd end up with the ball over there, and a little bit of a tricky shot from there as he come back to MD Sanju after that stellar shot. Now he has this to move to 7 under par. This putt would break a little bit from his left, and he'll have to keep the speed up. And he did have the speed, but unfortunately in golfing parlance, that went through the break. And that's why for the right-handed players, left-right putts are a lot more difficult than right-left putts because the ball tends to go through the apex. Even if you get the correct line, but if the speed is a little off, it sort of goes through it. And the same thing doesn't quite happen on the diametrically opposite right-left putts.
Very interesting. You should say that, Shaurya. I've actually always noticed that, the left to right putts, while you're absolutely right, what really is key is actually the ball position. Because a lot of people tend to lag it, and at least I see a lot of amateurs who actually just, push it and plod it and take the ball too far up rather than maintain their similar ball position. And that kind of allows it to run out of gas and miss on the low side.
Now this putt, maybe all of 3.5 feet, nothing much to it, but these are the ones that sometimes can give you a little bit of bother, but nothing. Look at the speed that he employs while playing, and that's one of the things I really do like about Maniram is doesn't amble about maybe all of 5-10 seconds, and that's about it. And that's what you have to do. I remember one interview by Bernhard Langer. He said, I just changed my attitude and said I'm going to accept whatever happens in the time that he went through the golfing yips. Yips are when a player struggles with putting from inside 3 feet, and it can happen. It can be rather debilitating, especially mentally, as we have a look at Akshay Sharma. I think this is a very important putt here for Akshay. You can see the caddy there pointing to someone to walk through. Maybe somebody in a cart or viewers or members gallery here. Yeah. He's taking his time. That's another change in rule that has allowed players to be able to tap indentations that have been caused by unnatural factors. And that's very important to note.
And interestingly, in the meantime, on the 12th hole, Jamal having made a birdie to pick up his blemish on the 11th, and Dhruv having made par there. So now you have Jamal joining Dhruv back at 14 under, and Akshay with this 3-footer, which he makes, stays 2 ahead at 16 under.
I'd say that's a really well-earned par. Brilliant par for him, given the situation. He's pointing to something, I'm not quite certain. You can see he's talking maybe to the referee. Yes, he's talking about that incident where a ball rolled in behind them. So that's what he's talking about, that he's supposed to wait up, but these are the things that can happen. It's getting a little hot here, maybe a little hot under the collar as well. Akshay Sharma leading the tournament at 16 under par. Jamal Hussain 14 under par. Dhruv Sharon also at tied 14 under par, our leader. And Sunit Chowrasia 12 under par. Maniram after that birdie will actually move to 12 under par, so he's not too far either. If Akshay is to misstep, and then money will be there like a catch-all.
Interesting what you said there, Shaurya, about Akshay having that conversation with the referee. And I think these are some of those little telltale signs when you're leading the event and getting a little edgy temperamentally. He needs to be careful of that. And of course, while they hit the next portion of their round, I'm inviting my friend and yours, Rahul Bajaj, back into the commentary box. While he has hydrated himself, I shall go and do the same. Shaurya, please welcome Rahul back into the commentary box.
Yes, with open arms, Rahul will now tell us about these next few holes. He understands that this is a rather pivotal moment at this point in time. Sunit Chowrasia Pro Win 1, turned pro 2018, home course Royal Calcutta Golf Club, the oldest golf course outside of the British Isles. Sunit Chowrasia now at even par for the day after having dropped a shot on 12th, which rarely sees a shot drop, so a little bit of a misstep for the youngster. Has an opportunity here on hole number 13. I think this shot would be all of maybe 125 yards. There you can see him with a wedge, but wants to guard against being a little too aggressive, what we saw Akshay do. Don't want to be missing it over the green here. And he's done exactly that. So I'd say that kudos to the tournament director for having placed this flag. It's rather tempting. And even if you miss it a touch left, you end up missing the green. So you want to see a lot more of that tricky pin positions. Dhruv Sharon with an absolute dart here. It's very important. He needs to stem the rot, having dropped quite a few shots today. He needs a birdie here.
And at this point in time, Shaurya, the only way I see Dhruv Sharan and Jamal Hussain catching up with Akshay Sharma if they go on an absolute tear on the rest of the holes, because that's the only way that they're going to be able to catch on with these two shots. They're running out of holes at this point in time. And Mani Ram, what a Mani Ram. 12 under par for the tournament, tie for 4th position. He's turning into M-O-N-E-Y Ram.
Absolutely. He's saving the best for last as we have a look at Jamal here. Hole number 13 coming out of the rough. It's a difficult angle from that left side to a back left pin position. But he does favor a draw, so that makes it slightly easier. But again, that we've not seen anyone there. I don't know if anybody can get up and down from there. It's Jamal, but I'd say that's probably one of the most difficult up and downs you'll see on 13. Beyond ball sitting down, it's, yeah, not going to be easy for Jamal, so didn't want to be doing that on 13.
Is that pin still on the green?
Barely hanging on, my friend.
I must say the tournament director seems to be becoming naughtier by the minute. All pins looking at about 3 left or 3 right from the edges of the green, and next thing you know, you'll be hitting them at the bunkers. Tough pin position certainly, and make no mistake, it is the Professional Golf Tour of India, the DP World PGTI. The players here can attack any flag location. Yes, sometimes we'd be left with no space to work with, but that's when we use those 60-degree lob wedges and flop them all up and drop them close to the hole and drop them dead.
This shot is indeed very difficult on a downhill line, ball sitting down, and not much green to work with. This is the poster card of missing it on short siding itself, and but of course he knows that he has a very good short game. But really, as you have a look at the leaderboard below, he'll need that short game to come to the rescue here. I think anything within 5 feet is really good.
Said Aryaman Aditya Mohan seems to have some sort of a hair color just like yours.
No, I think he's actually had at one point in time had colored his hair blonde. So I do remember, very stylish young golfer is Aryaman, and maybe I'll give that a go one day.
You finished with a solid round today to be at to finish a top 10. 9 under par on that leaderboard in total for 4 days, with rounds of 69, 70, 73 and 67. So all that colour and the flamboyance certainly seems to help. Jamal Hussain Mola with a downhill chip there, actually going with what seems like a bump and run. Has he got this correct? Has he got this correct? And he has. What a golf shot here by Jamal Hussain. What an up and down this will be. Ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, this is the DP World PGTI. What a fine short game shot that was.
What I'd like to say that you see how far behind he kept the ball. Now that's not really conventional. You see it's almost about a few inches behind the right foot. So he has his own technique. But I tell you one thing, that he's mastered it. You'd think that that would really cause a descending blow and the club to sort of get stuck in the grass. Didn't quite utilize the bounce, but he's so good that he has his own way of doing it. Now you can see that Sunit also allow Akshay Sharma going with the putter from here.
Sunit's actually got it tougher coming up from that from off the green. He's got nearly about 3 yards before he even reaches the putting surface. It was always going to be tougher to go with a putter, but Sunit's done a fab job. He's left himself just about 2 feet.
I think for both these golfers, it's an escape from Alcatraz to come unscathed and make par from those 2 positions that they didn't want to be in. And now Dhruv definitely has an opportunity to claw back. He needs this putt. I think he needs something to go for him. It's not been really kind to him out there. He's made bogeys on 2, on 8, and then on 11th, which is trying par 3. He made birdies on hole number 3 and 9. The par 5s, you think that par 5s really do lend themselves well to his power game. But it's the putter, I think, which is going to win him this tournament if he is to win. I think can't really not hold putts. He just has to get it done now. I think this putt just left of center firm.
That was a pretty good putt, though. Unfortunately, it didn't quite break the way that you mentioned that it should. But having said that, you got two par fives coming up. Dhruv is a big hitter of the golf ball. He's still waiting because he thinks he's probably moving a little bit. But now it's moved back into the hole where it belongs. Dhruv Shoran would finish with a par here on the 13th and stick around at 14 under par for the tournament. And 14th is a par 5 here, and so is the 18th. And with his length, I think they're very much eagle opportunities. In fact, if he can, put them into play, especially.
Yeah, I think 18th might be leaving it a little too late, but on 14 he needs to capitalize. And this is, of course, 10 and 18 in view, the hole that you spoke of on the right-hand side. But anything more than a birdie is going to be sacrilege for him. He needs to make birdie on 14. Get to 15 under par, as I assume Akshay would definitely make birdie.
Career money number 1, Shamim Khan here on the 16th hole, putting for a birdie. 10 under par currently. Tie for 6th position. Shamim has really brought on the heat today. He's been looking for form, and that one coming up just shy. And today he's playing to 4 under par and 10 under par total so far in this tournament. And talking about eagles, Himmat Singh Rai has made an eagle on hole number 14 and another birdie on hole number 15 and moved up to 8 under par to slowly crawl back into the top 10. Amardeep Malik signaling what the ball must do, and then it must go from the right and then a little bit from the left, and then it kind of straightens out a little bit. Let's see if the ball actually listens to him. A little tete-a-tete, a little discussion, almost a round table.
Absolutely. You can see that he was also pointing out how much he expects the ball to break, and let's see if they've been able to narrow it down. And uses that claw grip while putting. Does Amardeep. Look at that, holding that putter so gingerly, ever so slightly. But that's a technique that lends itself really well to these quick greens. And look at that execution, ladies and gentlemen. So it didn't go in vain. When you burn the midnight oil, that's how you get the high marks. And when you spend the time analyzing the green, that's how you become a ace marksman, which he has on hole number 16. Now, this is hole 15, which is definitely long driver's delight. I'd say hole number 14 and 15 are, I think this is the favorable wind, with 14 playing into the wind. So for a long hitter, he can still get there with maybe even a rescue with a good drive. And then 15th, he can drive it on. So for Dhruv, these are two gilt edge opportunities.
Absolutely. This is one place that he can certainly take some advantage and try and catch up with the man who currently leads the way. As we take a look at Rohit Narwal putting for a birdie here on the 16th hole.
And already having seen Amardeep's putt, so he's any seed of doubt would have been eliminated. But as you say, that wasn't perfect execution. Looked like a good putt, but a little under. And now leaving himself about 3 feet coming back, should be fairly makeable. Shamim Khan, the great thing about Shamim Khan, I think this putter has really helped him stitch together a great career and has given him some great results. And the unique thing about his game is speed control on the greens. And he's a brilliant putter on fast greens. Probably the best that you'll ever come across. Has such great speed control. The ball always falling into the cup on its last legs, gingerly ever so.
And gingerly seems to be a term that you're liking quite a bit today, my friend. And you are doing so ever so gingerly.
Oh, thank you, sir. But of course, here, that approach will not help Mr. Narwal. He'll have to be assertive on a shorter putt. Otherwise, it'll not quite hold its line. We've seen that. It works on the longer putts, but on fast greens, you have to be assertive from inside 3.5 feet.
The course hasn't been very friendly to Rohit Narwal today. He's unfortunately dropped a lot of the shots today. Amardeep Malik there Like my friend says, it's so good you have to see it twice. And that fist pump, he knows it. He needed it.
Yeah, but so nice. Gotta see it twice.
There you go. There you go.
He barely holding on to the putter and very unique pre-shot routine. So I'm holding on with the right hand, then the left hand comes in place, and then of course it's like a doctor holding the scalpel. Very precise.
You know, that the grip more so looks to me like a pencil grip than it does like a claw. It's really, like you said, gingerly. He's probably just about touching the grip with his right hand's fingers. And, you know, we were talking about Shamim Khan just a few moments earlier. There, ladies and gentlemen, a look at that leaderboard. Akshay Sharma leading the way at 16 under. Jamal Hussain, Dhruv Shoran at 14 under par. Mani Ram and Sunit Chowrasia following suit at 12 under par. And Shamim Khan and Amardeep Malik at 10 under par, seeming like a case of pairs at this moment. And Abhinav Lohan and Aryaman Aditya Mohan also at 9 under par. So it's 2 to tango, it seems.
Yeah, at this point, certainly so. They're running out of holes here if they have to mount a challenge. Akshay Sharma has been blemish-free. 5 under par, no bogeys. I think that's also a key, that if you're not dropping shots, really does help you mount a challenge. Himmat Singh Rai tied alongside prodigious Kaptial, youngster Manoj S, and Viraj Mirappa, a welcome return to form, and Thangaraja from Sri Lanka, Angad Chima, Tiger Tanaka from Japan, Saptak Talwar, he's been a breakout star this season, MD Sanju, and rounding up the top 20 is Om Prakash Chauhan, former #1 player on the DP World PGTI. Spent a season playing in Europe, some good finishes there, and says that really has done him a world of good.
As we now go around to look at the highlights for the days so far. Akshay Sharma with that long birdie putt. Jamal Hussain on hole number 10 with that approach shot. Coming up just a little bit shy of the green. And Sunit Chowrasia trying to chip that in. Jamal Hussain, of course, cleaning it up here on the 10th hole. Sunit Chowrasia with that par putt on hole number 11, then rolling that one in beautifully to stick around in position. Dhruv Shoran, unfortunately, on the same hole, not being able to find the bottom of the cup for an up and down. Om Prakash Chauhan, multiple tour winner. Om Prakash Chauhan has also played a lot internationally in Europe. Red Riding Hood, Sukra Bahadur there. Mani Ram Sharma. As we're back to the action here on hole number 15, the leader Akshay Sharma getting ready to tee off over here. And you know, we were talking a few moments ago about Shamim. You know, one of the things that really stands out for me, I've had the privilege of playing plenty of tournaments with him, is that he actually plays very much within himself. You know, if he's not playing well, he'll hit it to the fat side of the green. You know, if he's playing well, he'll start attacking the flags. So he's not really forcing the issue ever. You know, unlike a lot of us would do so. And Akshay there.
I have a question. Akshay likes to play a left to right fade, but he has about 15 yards in the tank if he hits a draw. Maybe he'll try and hit a draw and get to the green here on 15. That's a pretty good drive. And I think that would have reached the rough, and the pin being here gives him enough space to work that ball. So I think he's in an advantageous position there.
So I think he's put himself into a fine position. There's enough room today to work with, unlike yesterday's flag location, which was really in a tough spot. Mani Ram Sharma now coming up on the 15th hole. Not a very, very long hitter. Mani Ram would prefer to drop this on the right side of the fairway and let the slope do the job. Let's see if Mani Ram can pitch this in the ideal spot. There you see it. You know, he couldn't even get it to the downhill, but clearly length is not the only thing required in this game.
But very accurate that he was able to hit it on that ledge on the right hand side, which is barely 15 yards. So I think that for me personally makes, I appreciate his game more because it's a little more difficult. It's a lot more difficult when you're not hitting it that far. You really have to extricate all, the each ounce from a game to try and shoot those low numbers.
Calcutta's Mohammad Sanju.
He can hit the ball about 275 in the air.
We just about finding that fairway bunker. I think he has also started hitting it much shorter than he used to, though. You're absolutely right. He used to be one of the bigger hitters. He could really quite pump something into that golf ball. Let's take a look now at Om Prakash Chauhan.
You see the putter, when it, as I just said, when it doesn't work, golf is such a unique sport that, if you don't get the first few holes, the putts rolling in, it doesn't quite go in. And it's just about momentum. And if you get a few putts going, then it just turns it around. So you need something to go in the hole, which gives you a certain amount of confidence. And then you build up from there. And we've seen for Om Prakash Chauhan, the putter has just not been working as required.
Those of you who are just about joining us, ladies and gentlemen, this is the DP World PGTI DP World Players Championship at the Classic Golf and Country Club. This is the final event of the first half of the 2026 season, being played here in New Gurugram for a prize purse of 1 crore rupees. That is our leaderboard with Akshay Sharma leading the way now at 17 under par over Jamal Hussain and Dhruv Shoran by a 3-shot margin. It's a big cushion to go with into the 15th. He has also driven it on the 15th in a fine position. Can he make an up and down there and increase the lead further? Let's take a look. That is our leader right in the middle of the screen, walking alone, and that's what leaders do. They walk by themselves.
Brilliantly said. And as we spoke, I said that he's going to make birdie on 14, and that's pretty much what he's done on cue, extending that lead to 3 shots. And I think that window of opportunity is very swiftly closing on Dhruv and Jamal, dare I say, because if he's already at 17 under par, even if he just pars all the way through, they have a lot of work to try and get to 17 under par. So I see no way that they have to, both of them, the pair of them have to birdie 14th at the least. Maybe if Dhruv can eagle it, that would really sort of be a bolt from the blue for Akshay and put a little bit of pressure, because when you're leading, you're also keeping your eye on what the others are doing, and Akshay is a very strategic player. He knows that he wants to get it done. The margin of victory is irrelevant for somebody like him. He was, a master tactician. We have a look at hole number 17. Right in the center of that, I think looks like a small little dinghy. And Mani Ram. Now this is perfect territory for Mani to attack. He's made birdie on 13. I expect this to be well within 15 feet. Checking the wind here is Mani Ram. Also showing his experience wearing light colors to stave off the heat. Very steep on the ball, it's at very high. And on that instance, he would have wanted about 15 feet more. Now that's a difficult birdie putt for Mani Ram. Look at this golf course, perfectly manicured and an ideal golfing destination now. This birdie this, and I think it's done and dusted. 3 shots anyways is quite a bit, but if you get 4 ahead with 3 to play, then you can just ease in to the last 3 holes. This shot may be about 30 to the green and another 30 in. You're looking at that flag on 30 in on hole number 15. It's about a 60-yard shot, but will not be pitching it all the way there. from the rough. Should maybe be wanting to pitch it about 20 feet short, and with a softer shot, just pitch it and release it up to the flag.
I think ideally you want to drop this ball somewhere where Maniram's golf ball is and let it release up from there. And if you can just get it onto that top tier, Akshay will have a superb chance of making yet another birdie. Playing bogey free today. 3 birdies on the front line and 3 so far on the back line. Plays from the Chandigarh Golf Club. Has been a pro for 16 years.
Yeah, it's a unique setup. As I said, reminds you a little bit of Arnold Palmer. He sort of slouches over the ball a little bit. Very compact. The club is close to him. Really has a lot of control. That needs to release now. And that should settle. And that's actually a very good place to be. 15 feet for birdie. 15 feet for birdie, and that we'll come back after the break.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है.
मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने एक चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है. जिद है, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद है, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद है, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
Presenting the expertise of wealth management with the power of a bank.
Here on the 15th hole, a very reachable par 4, the 15th. Seems like he overplayed the line over there a little bit. He'll have a left to right downhill putt from about 4 feet now for a par.
Yeah, that's a slippery putt coming back from Maniram, and these are the 3 players who are in for a running to be the champion of the DP World Players Championship at the Classic Golf and Country Club. Dhruv Sharon flies his trade also internationally. So I think some status on the Japanese tour, plays a little bit on the Asian tour as well, on the AD, and has traveled a lot over the world, played internationally.
Mohammad Sanju now putting for a birdie from that middle swale on this 15th green.
It's a rather difficult putt, trying to putt up that slope.
I think maybe he provided too much caution to that ball after looking at what Maniram did, but probably didn't think that Maniram is actually a fairly aggressive putter of the golf ball actually. And Akshay Sharma, I think, you probably got his golf ball to release a bit more than you needed it to. Shaurya, it's all on you this time.
Yeah, it took us by surprise. Released a little more, but to be honest, it's further. It's a little adjacent, maybe about 2 yards more, but he's on the left-hand side. And all things considered, this is very makeable, especially the way that he putts. I see him holding a lot of left-to-right putts. So that shows you that he's always striking it pure from the center of the putter. I see a lot of putters on left-right breaks sort of go through it, but he's not one of them. He has a very good stroke. Off
He
the
got it right
center.
this time again.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness gracious. Left it just, I think, on the edge of the hole. Very, very perfectly judged and perfectly done. Shaurya, you nearly called it.
Yeah, on the precipice. That is, I don't know, that's a miracle that stayed short.
Especially on that downhill, certainly is a miracle. Akshay Sharma would stick around at 17 under par as he makes his way into the long and tough par 4, 16th hole. And Dhruv Shoran there has cleaned up with his drive on the 15th hole. As seems like he had the honor on this hole, so we will soon apprise you. And Dhruv Shoran has actually made an eagle on hole number 14 as news flows in, and he has moved up to 16 under par for the tournament, and just one shot away from Akshay Sharma.
You know, that's what we spoke about, that he has that capability. And this wind, Jamal really packing in the yards. And Jamal has been spending some time in the weight room. And we spoke about it, that 14th playing headwind and 15th downwind. That is the perfect anecdote for Dhruv, because he hits it far. So obviously he was able to get it on in 2 and close enough for an eagle. That's what we're assuming. We'll know the story. And 15th, he can belt it. You know, he is one of the players who can actually get it flag high if he's able to take on that right side. So it'll be interesting to see where he's ended up. Sunit.
The drama has just begun over here with now a very crowded top 3. Akshay Sharma 17 and Dhruv Shoran 16. Jamal Hussain at 15 under par. At this moment, this is looking like a very, very interesting battle which is going to be fought here for the final event of the first half of the season. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, your leaderboard. We just saw Sunit Chowrasia, who is currently 12 under par, teeing it up on hole number 15.
And Sunit tried to take on this hole further from the right. If you have to get it on the green, you have to actually fly that right bunker, which, if I remember from memory, is about a 305-yard fly. But with the tailwind, it works out about 295, so it's possible for these players. It's a bunker you need to fly to try and get it on the green. So that was a good, positive approach by Sunit Chowrasia, as he's at 12 under par. Maniram also at 12. And our leader now, that missed putt on hole number 15, that has opened the door. And Dhruv, of course, what an eagle on hole number 14. So it's all happening here at the Classic Golf and Country Club.
Could we be looking at a playoff today? Could be a very interesting end to this tournament. It is certainly ending up being a lot of drama over here, a bit of masala thrown in, and that's exactly what the DP World PGTI brings to the fore. Plenty full of interesting happenings here on the golf course. Entertainment at its best. And there we have the flags telling us about all our tour partners: Kalyani, DP World, Amul, Amrutanjan, Axis Bank, and Jamal Hussain there punching his other hand, not quite happy with probably what was his drive shot that he wasn't so happy with.
I think Jamal's probably, I don't know, can't be rowing a birdie. He's already made a birdie. Maybe had an eagle putt. We don't quite know the most of it. I think that was probably the best that he could do as far as the drive is concerned. He was able to really thread the needle on hole number 15 here. He pitched it on the downslope, got it bounding onto the front edge. So Dhruv, of course, as I said, he would have been really aggressive trying to drive the green and maybe overdid it. And you see him walking to that right-hand side. So it will be interesting to see if he has a clear shot to that flag. He's really walking out of view, so that not quite certain if he'll. But if you hit it far enough right, you are able to get a shot. Let's see. We wait with bated breath. Sunit Chowrasia, though, of course, in that bunker, which I said is about a 305-yard fly, so has not been able to clear it. Now we'll have a very difficult shot about all of 75, 80 yards. Mani Ram, of course, getting underway on hole number 16. Perfectly placed. He'll have a good look here at be able to attack that flagstick from there.
A pin today on the 16th is 15 in from the front and 11 from the right, so fairly centered flag position over here, and Maniram has put himself into a position where he will be able to get a fairly clear look at the green. Sunit Chowrasia seems to have found himself in the rough. Nothing that a bit of a mule cannot solve at this point in time.
Yes, I think anything to get close to the flag. And
you know, the thing with this hole is that you really wouldn't put yourself out of a position for par, but you could put yourself out of a position to be able to capitalize on the opportunity that this hole presents to you. You know, the hole is not the lengthiest of holes. It is all of 369 yards, and there's a downhill that begins pretty much like Shaurya mentioned a little while earlier, at about 290 to 300 yards off the tee box. So if you can pitch it past that bunker where, you know, where you see Sunit right now, you should be able to get it very close to the green, and you know, longer hitters would generally tend to do that. And Sunit, of course, needing to look at his yardage book. And if you short side yourself on this hole, if the pin is on the wrong side or you're on the wrong side of it, it can be a tough up and down, but nothing that leaves you out of par opportunity.
And now joining us will be Mr. Shivas Nath, and this taking you through this pivotal hole, number 15.
Sunit Chowrasia coming up from the right side of the fairway over here. I'm not quite sure if he's in the bunker, but he was probably just on the edge of the bunker. Welcome back, Shivas. We've got Sunit Chowrasia coming up from the right side of this fairway. I think he's launched that one up fairly high into the sky and hasn't quite found the dance floor. We'll wait to find out where he's actually landed up. Our leader there, Akshay Sharma, right in the middle of the fairway, the heart of the 16th hole. Stroke index of 2 for this hole. It's one of the toughest holes on this golf course, flanked by that water hazard right in the middle of the fairway. Although Akshay is dry, and hopefully he can launch this one up close enough to the hole, because he will also need to make some birdies. Dhruv Shoran now has caught up with him. And Mohammad Sanju has found himself in the right bunker as we now get Shivas Nath.
Well, thank you very much, Rahul, and well, thank you, Shaurya, for having me back here. While you gentlemen were busy taking our viewers through, I was down alongside the 18th green, chatting with some of the young players coming off, who have been very, very complimentary about the course conditions this week, and you know, young Chika Rangappa, you know, complimenting some of the tough and difficult pin positions, giving his little view, talking about the fact that, you know, this is kind of teaching a lot of the players on how to position their shots into certain greens, and also where to position some of their tee shots to allow them to have certain angles coming into the greens, and that this, you know, sort of a course setup would all go very well for, you know, golf in India. And then we had some of the other young players like young Jash Parekh, rookie on tour this year, a good young bright talent from BPGC, you know, struggling with exactly what Chika spoke about, the strategy and how to, you know, play courses that are set up this way. So that speaks more and more about, you know, the astuteness and the skill level of our leaders. Akshay Sharma at 17 under, Dhruv Shoran joining the party at 16 under and staying very much in touch with him and narrowing the gap down to a single shot. And Jamal a further shot behind at 15 under. So here we have Maniram firing one in. This is the 16th hole. And he's quite a wily customer, quite a wily fox. Doesn't hit it as far as the boys, but as you can see, as we can see, he finds a way to get the job done. Many different ways to skin the cat, and he is skinning the cat, indeed. needless to say and add, it's 41 degrees out there, out on the fairways, and fairly oppressive weather. All the young players, all the professionals, even the older ones, absolutely gassed. And as folks in the commentary box and guys watching it on our screens, we can and should really be very full of praise for the resilience, the grit, and the stamina levels for all these players out there on the course, battling the elements and the terrific pin positions today.
Dhruv Shoran from back of the green here on the 15th hole. Way to apprise you all as to whether that putt is for birdie or for an eagle. With his length, I wouldn't be surprised if he's there even for an eagle. So allow me a few moments while I confirm. And putting from just off the green, probably a little bit more towards the left than what Akshay Sharma was on this hole a few moments ago. Shoran's done a fine job from there. He's left himself just a little tap in of about 2 feet to clean up.
Dhruv's kind of looking around, a bit of a scratch of the head, trying to figure out what he needs to do now to not just catch Sharma, but overall him. He's going to have his opportunities coming in now on the final 3 holes.
We didn't quite see where Sharma has landed up his second shot, but seems to be like he is on the putting surface. The marker is down on the ground now and seems fairly close to the hole. Sunit Chowrasia from the right side, putting for a birdie. He's done a fine job. What a great try that was by Calcutta's Chowrasia.
It's just so good, Rahul, to see Chowrasia in the mix. He's not backing off. Well, he's of course just even par for the day, but it's good to see him back in the hunt, back where I'd like to say he belongs, amongst the top echelon of Indian golf, and he certainly has a bright future ahead of him. The main thing, of course, is for him to make sure he remains healthy.
Certainly coming off an injury and something that's left you out from professional golf for the last couple of years, that is definitely something that no one enjoys. And coming off it though now, winning that next gen tournament just a couple of weeks ago, and Sunit Chowrasia really showcasing some form and showing that he is back and back with a bang. Jamal Hussain putting for a birdie from off the green, very much close to where Akshay Sharma was a few moments ago, but this one comes up short of the hole. Jamal cleaning that one up. It's just about a grip length away. You can't even say grip length anymore. There's so many different types of grip lengths these days. And Jamal knows that he almost leaked that one out on the low side of the hole. And talking about grip lengths, Shivas, there's so many different types of putters these days. There's arm locks, there's broomsticks, and there's been counterbalanced putters and so on and so forth. The old adage of saying that if it's within the grip, it's a given is no more true, is it?
You're absolutely right, Rahul. It's quite a candy store out there, and the good old blades were redefined several years ago by Carsten Solheim, and then those blades have been redefined into mallet heads and zero torque heads in different lengths, as you rightly said. Arm locks and broomsticks, and interestingly, it's because of the broomsticks that the longest club on your bag still remains the driver, regardless of whether you have a broomstick in there or not. Because when you take relief, the one club length pertains to a driver, not an extra long putter.
Mohammad Sanju from a long range away here on the 16th hole. Seems like he was about a mile or so away. And done a fine job from there, long way away from the flag location, probably about 50 feet if I'm not wrong, but done a fine job. He's left himself about 3 feet for a par.
Very interesting what we just saw on screen, because that was another point of conversation with some of the young players I was talking about, that the pins are tucked in so tight that even when you hit it center green, you're still 45 to 50 feet away, and that's a long way to make a good solid 2-putt on quick, fast greens and pin positions that you're not familiar with.
And that's an interesting point, though, Shivas. If you have been stuck into such locations, one thing that it certainly pushes you to do is to place the ball correctly. Right? If you're not being able to place the ball correctly, you're going to have no chances at birdie, let alone birdies. You're probably going to have no chance at making up and downs as well.
No, I absolutely agree with you. That is going to put that premium on where you position the ball off the tee to give yourself a better angle or a more accessible angle. And there you see that again, he's putted that and it's gone racing past the flag. Probably about, what's that, about 3 feet away?
Yes, it is a good run, though, for a birdie. He's missed it on the high side, but he's now got about a 3-footer remaining. And Dhruv Shoran, as we get updated, has also made a par on the short par 4 hole number 15. So he would also remain at 16 under par as he makes his way on to the long 16th hole. And Akshay Sharma now, who is on the 16th green, has already given himself a chance. He's got about 3 feet remaining for a par to clean up now. Maniram Sharma, who's hit a fine shot as an approach shot into this hole. I must say, he's really used that high ball flight that he hits to pitch this in a position where he can give himself a birdie opportunity. You could tell from the way that ball dropped on the green that he doesn't apply much of spin on the ball, doesn't have ample amount of compression, but use that accuracy and the high launch ball flight that he has to good use over here. A quick mention also to Amardeep Malik, who's at 10 under par currently, has made an eagle on hole number 7th. 7th being a par 4 here, which means he must have hit his second shot inside the hole. Sunit Chowrasia teeing off on hole number 16. Sunit is going with a fairway wood over here.
He seems happy with that. And interestingly, you were talking about Amardeep Malik. He followed up a double bogey on the previous par 4, where he made a 6 with that eagle. So that's quite the bounce back.
Absolutely. Whoever said that only bogeys could be taken care of with birdies, and Amardeep says, what the heck? I'll just make an eagle after the double bogey. And Maniram, of course, not making that birdie putt into the cup. A little bit of signaling there from Jamal Hussain. All happy-go-lucky fellow that he is.
And speaking, of course, about the low rounds coming in, while our current leader, Akshay Sharma, has it going at 6 under for the day, while he's, of course, only completed 15 holes. A couple of other good low rounds in the offing. Jamal, 4 under for the day, also after 15 holes. And you have Shamim Khan and Amardeep Malik, also both 4 under for the day. And Akshay Sharma now with that all-important 3-footer to ensure he keeps that solitary shot lead from Dhruv Shoran. Solid rounds from Vasu Sehgal and Aryaman Aditya Mohan, both guarding 5 unders, and Thangaraja sneaking up with a 6 under today to finish off at 9 under for the tournament. Akshay Sharma on your screen now. No mistake there. Solid as a rock. Taps it in, moves on, and leaves Maniram behind to tap in for his par. Great visual of Dhruv Shoran on the fairway. Great camera work. So it's getting very, very interesting here at the Classic Golf Resort. The leaderboard, 17 under, Akshay Sharma, 16 under Dhruv Shoran, and 15 under Jamal Hussain. Amardeep Malik at 12 under in the clubhouse. And also 12 under, Maniram and Sunit Chowrasia still on the course. We also had a number of friends from the Indian press who came out to, obviously cover the event, and we remain extremely grateful for that. On the putting green, enjoying themselves and having a little bit of a banter and a contest amongst themselves. Really appreciating, Rahul, what the pros are going through, battling it out for 4.5, 5 hours on the course, while they just had a 30-minute gig on on the putting green, they were absolutely gassed, and good way for them to appreciate the hard work put in by the golfing professionals. Back to the live action. You have Dhruv Shuran in the fairway, 16th fairway. This is the very hole, Rahul, where yesterday he had flailed it out right into the bunker, if you recall. And it's a good thing to see him, but he's not on the fairway, but he seems to have a reasonable lie coming into the screen.
Well, he's just about in the first cut, I think. I think the golf ball seems to be perched up, so shouldn't be any trouble. No flyers or the ball sitting down under. That should be absolutely fine. And looking at that flag location today, it's a tough one to get to. But let's see if he can get this golf ball close enough to this flag location. 15 in from the front, 11 from the right, so fair amount of room to work with. A bit past the hole, a bit on the left of it would be a very stellar place to put yourself. Dhruv Shuran has done a fantastic job over here, giving himself a birdie opportunity to catch up that one shot with Chandigarh's Akshay Sharma. What a brilliant golf shot that is.
You absolutely called it, Rahul. The ball was perched up. He put a nice towering golf ball flight on that. And I wouldn't say stopped it on a dime, because the greens are firm, they are hard. It's summer out here. And he did a terrific job of that one. And here on screen, we just see the ball has come up a bit short.
Akshay Sharma playing a dart line there, but coming up just a wee bit short off the green on that fringe. Pin on the 17th is 5 in from the front and 4 from the left. So he's not a long way away from the hole, but he's off the green. Can he really get that one going in for a birdie or not remains to be seen, as Dhruv Shuran has given himself a stellar chance here for a birdie on the tough par 4, 16th. So things are certainly heating up over here if they haven't been hot enough already. And Sunit Chowrasia coming up from the fairway. So one birdie by Sunit can right now separate himself from the crowd that is there at 12 under par, but Sunit Chowrasia has tucked that one left and over the green. Maniram Sharma coming up on the 17th. Comes up short as well, and the shot sighting on a flag like this is certainly something that you do not want to do.
Well, it's very interesting, some of the lines that Sharma has been hitting today. He's been firing them at all those tucked flags. He's flown a few over, he's missed a few, but he's still going at it. That means he's brimming confidence, he's in the zone, and he's absolutely trusting himself 100%.
Jamal on the 16th hole, blocking that one out towards the right side, but he's in a decent spot, just about 1.5 yards off the green. Should be able to use the flat stick from there. There we have Dhruv Shuran walking on the sidelines as his playing partners were hitting off their shots. There we have that walking leaderboard. Mohammad Sanju not quite having the day that he would have hoped for. He hasn't seen himself in this position in a very long time, and hasn't quite been able to keep up. Has dropped off a couple of spots. There we have Dhruv Shuran, the man who's given himself that opportunity here on hole number 16th for a birdie to catch up and tie alongside Sharma. Are we looking at a playoff, or are we looking at an outright victory? You never know. Golf is such an interesting game, and this being DP World PGTI is an even more interesting place. Akshay Sharma there on our screens, who's just off the green here on the 17th.
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है।
मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने एक चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है। जिद कैंपा वाली, जिद है जिद कैंपा वाली, जिद है जिद कैंपा वाली, जिद।
And it's his turn to be ready to play. While the other guys are doing their thing, he's already started his preparatory work. A great visual and a lesson in maintaining pace of play and speed. So back to Jamal Hussain. Jamal here on the 16th. He's going to be coming in from about 30-40 feet away. Probably going to be chipping this one. Although we've seen a lot of guys today using putters from off the green, and using those putters, I would say, exceedingly well. Great judgment, great pace, great feel. And there you have Chowrasia. He has sent that past. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. That was precariously close, and dare I say, left himself another 12-13 feet away for a par save. Not making life easy for himself at all, by any means. Quick look at the leaderboard, where things stand right now. Akshay Sharma in control at 17 under, with 2 holes to play. Dhruv Shuran at 16 under with 3 holes to play and a makeable birdie opportunity on the 16th to tighten the noose around. And Akshay Sharma makes that putt. Has he done it? Yes, he has. Yes, he has. Look at that. Look at that body language. Look at that fist pump. He has that look. He has that demeanor. He has that mentality. There you go. 1 hole to go. 2 shots ahead. And Dhruv Shuran, his nearest pursuer, with a 15-foot birdie opportunity, playing 1 hole behind him.
A replay at that putt, textbook as it was, rolling that one in absolutely perfectly, and that fist pump because he knows it was needed. And Akshay Sharma would move into now what is the 18th hole, the final hole of this tournament, the 72nd hole. At a score of 18 under par, we can't quite tell yet at what the lead is at, because Dhruv is currently on the 16th and has his own shot at a birdie. And Jamal has come up a wee bit short after that putt attempt from just off the green. He's still got about 6 or 7 feet remaining for a par. Lots of work remains to be done over here, and the things are just about boiling up. As we take a look at the final day's proceedings here at the Classic Golf and Country Club, ladies and gentlemen. This is the DP World Players Championship, the final round of this tournament, and Akshay Sharma leads the way currently at 18 under par. Dhruv Shuran is at 16 under par with a very makeable opportunity for a birdie on hole number 16th. We are at the Classic Golf and Country Club. The tour here is supported by partners like DP World, Amul, Axis Bank, Amrutanjan, Kalyani, and of course Kampa. That is exactly what the players have. Kampa wali zid. And of course, when the birdies come in, that fizz which they bring out onto the golf course. And Sunit Chowrasia now coming up for a par. He's hit that chip really a long way off the hole and veers off towards the low side. It can get quite tiring scrambling all day long. And Sunit, of course, we've seen him really trying to scramble his way through, especially that back nine that we've been able to see him on today. And now let's take a look at Dhruv Shuran. Is Dhruv going to be adding a little more drama to this already dramatized tournament here? MD Sanju cleans up on hole number 17th.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that Dhruv's obviously not aware that Akshay has made a birdie on the 17th, but that regardless, he would absolutely want to drain this one, because he absolutely has to finish with a run of birdies to, not just catch Akshay but overall him. And Akshay, of course, now has the firepower to reach the 18th and 2 and at least get a birdie there. And Dhruv, of course, first needs to start with this one. Has he given it enough? And he has. Well done, Dhruv. Well done. That is absolutely fabulous golf. He's got his mini fist pump. And as he walks to the tee, I think he will be made aware that he still remains a shot behind. But the good news is he has an extra hole to play. So an extra birdie to be made. Easier said than done though, Rahul, of course.
Oh, certainly, but he's, of course, already given himself that opportunity, and that is Akshay Sharma rolling one of them in. And as we go through some of the highlights of Akshay's from the day, that was him from off the green and one of those putts. And on the 17th with that tee shot, we saw him coming up just on the edge of the green, just off. What a well attacked putt over there and well judged, and he made that birdie to move to 18 under par. Dhruv Shoran just makes his own on the 16th to move to 17 under par. Just a one shot gap remains between the two players, and of course I think at this stage, Shivas, it's advantage Dhruv owing to the 2 holes remaining, and Jamal Hussain cleans up with a par over here. 2 holes remaining, number 1. Number 2, you've got a par 5 coming up where Dhruv certainly has the advantage of length.
Yes, we saw that yesterday. He found the fairway with his tee shot, and the pin, which was cut, of course, just 3 paces left yesterday at the center of the green near the bunker. Very close to that, again, is the pin position cut today. And we saw him hit a not a fairway metal like many of the other guys were doing. He hit a hybrid to the back center of the green. That's the kind of colossal length that Dhruv has in his swing.
Having said that, Shivas, Akshay Sharma is playing to a bogey-free 7 under par today. He hasn't dropped a single shot. He's picked up shots on hole number 1, 4, 9th, 10th, 12th, 14th, and the 17th. So Akshay, of course, is also going extremely strong on the course today, and being a par 5 and the kind of experience that he has, this is going to be a fierce competition going into this 18th hole. Now as we take a look at the leader group, who is now on the 17th tee box, Dhruv Shoran, Sunit Chowrasia and Jamal Hussain.
Well, Dhruv's going to have the honor, and we were told by our co-commentator Shaurya, who was yesterday on the 17th tee while Dhruv was playing, that Dhruv actually hit a 9-iron to this par 3 at about 190 yards. Of course, the pin was cut a little closer yesterday, but that's that of course could change today based on the weather conditions and the way the wind is up.
I think where the pin is today, he might even be going with a pitching wedge, or maybe an easy 9-iron for that matter. He did come out a bit short yesterday. The pin was on the top right and he came up into the bunker. Maybe it's the same club, maybe it's not, but let's find out if Dhruv Shoran makes another birdie to tie alongside Akshay Sharma for the lead.
Come on, young man, make a good swing. Seemed like he got all of that. And he's right at it.
A brilliant shot here by Dhruv Shoran, giving himself an uphill opportunity for a birdie on hole number 17. Tighter the flag locations, the tighter the shots and the tighter the competition here at the DP World Players Championship. And Jamal Hussain, who is currently at 3rd position at 15 under par, and seems like at this point in time Jamal's best bet is at the 3rd position.
True indeed. He's 3 behind Akshay, 2 behind Dhruv. And oh, that was again, as you were inferring, another interesting follow-through.
Yes, it's becoming a case of a lot of creativity off late for Jamal Hussain. He short-sighted himself to this flag, and he will need to play maybe another creative bump and run there to be able to get it close to this hole location. The hole is not easy from where he's hit it. It's also downhill going from where he is. And now let's take a look at Sunit Chowrasia. If Sunit can do one better than what Dhruv has already done, he's already hit his tee shot, well, I think just about 10 feet away from the hole
for a birdie.
Yes, Chowrasia would certainly like to have a good finish to this round. He is, while he's put himself there in the leader pack, he has been struggling today. He is 1 over for the day and at 11 under for the tournament. So he'd certainly want to improve on that. Let's see what he's got. And is he in Jamal Hussein's land? Wow, that's going to be a couple of very interesting shots, and certainly puts a lot more premium on the way young Dhruv Shuran is carrying himself on the golf course and making his shot selections. Back to young Dhruv, striding down the 17th fairway. Excellent body language. He's looking good. Very important putt coming up.
And that is the leaderboard as it stands right now. Akshay Sharma leading the way at 18 under. Dhruv Shuran, who's walking down the fairway there at 17 under par, just one shot away. Jamal Hussain at 15 under, who is walking just in front of this group. Amardeep Malik has finished with a strong 6 under par to be at 12 under, tied alongside Maniram Sharma, who is also at 12 under par. At 4th position, Shamim Khan, Sunit Chowrasia round up at 11 under par, and Abhinav Lohan at a solo 8th at 10 under par with a round of 3 under par today. Aryaman Aditya Mohan tied alongside Vasu Sehgal and veteran N. Thangaraja at 9 under par. 9 under par also runs up a tie for 9th position. Who would have thought? That is the look of the 18th hole, the par 5 here at the Classic Golf and Country Club. A very reachable par 5 if you've hit that shot down the fairway, but if the wind is blowing in your face, there's a fairway bunker on the left side which can be a tough one to fly. Jamal Hussain there on the 17th hole, not making his own life easier, needs to do something really creative from here. This hole is also playing downwind a little bit from the right, so that also makes it very tough to attack this kind of a flag location on this hole. That's the aerial view there of the 18th fairway. Those are the bunkers on the left side of the fairway here. As we can see, I think Akshay Sharma is standing in the middle of the fairway. I'm only speculating at this point in time. I await to see it a little bit more closely. Mohammad Sanju from the right side of the fairway has hit off his second shot already. Dog leg to the left is this par 5. Ranges over 580 yards off the back of the tee. Pin today is 26 in from the front, which makes it even a lengthier hole, and 3 from the left. Want to have a chance at making a birdie or an eagle here. Only way you can do that if you're center green line or the center right of that green line. Anything towards the left is going to have a really hard time. As we talk about a really hard time, that's what Sunit Chowrasia is having at this point. Bogeys, 2 bogeys on that back nine have unfortunately not helped his campaign. A very astute chip, but still will have about 6 feet remaining for a par. It's a tough chip coming in from there. 6 feet is really, really good.
Yeah, both Jamal and Sunit have done a great job with that. And a quick word also about our Order of Merit leader at this point, Saptak Talwar. Put in around, had it going at about 6 under, and then started home with a couple of bogeys, or dropped back to 4 under, but nonetheless a solid show by him on a course that he's grown up on and clearly loves. So that should work very well, and he should maintain his position at the top, because we do not see his closest pursuer, Jared Hack, in the field this week. And
Talking about that, let's take a look now at Dhruv Shora, and that putt's going to break from the left to the right. It is uphill all the way, but that certainly gives Dhruv a good opportunity now for a birdie. This one is an important putt for him to tie alongside Akshay Sharma, and of course, going down the 18th with a tie for that score, Dhruv certainly has the advantage. This one's going to break from the left to the right, a little bit towards the uphill. Electing not to take the pin out of the hole. That's not something that I would have imagined. Looks like a fair amount of break from the left looking at his alignments over there. Keep on going. Unfortunately, that one seemed like it straightened out there, Shivas. I really thought that was going to break all the way from the left to the right, and just straightened out and also stopped pretty quickly. Quicker than I would have imagined. There we have Akshay Sharma from Chandigarh hitting his second shot here on the 18th hole. Sharma will have to certainly do a strong finish over here.
He's walking behind it. We don't have a visual of where his ball has ended up. But Akshay Sharma, has the opportunity to get out there, put a birdie out there. Of course, places where his hole is. So long as he has not short-sighted himself, he'll have every opportunity to make that 4 at least. And while we talk about Akshay Sharma, just for our viewers to know, he's currently sitting at number 9 on the order of merit, and his closest pursuer, Dhruv Shuran, is currently number 13 on the order of merit. Right in between them, and number 11 is Jamal Hussain, who is pursuing them down the stretch. So Akshay Sharma walking down, striding down the fairway. He knows he needs that birdie because Dhruv has pretty much made his par on the 17th, which of course Akshay isn't aware of. We are. So at this point, the difference remains a single shot, and we would fully expect Dhruv to force a birdie on this hole for sure. So for Akshay to remain a shot ahead. Again, great analysis from your analysts from the commentary booth.
Well, if I can speculate over here, I can see that Akshay has hit off his second shot. I can see a third ball in this group, which is on the right side of the green, just shot. So if my speculation is right at all, he is about 20 yards short of the green onto the right side where there's a little bit of a swale, and he will have a clear look at the flag location for the day, which is 26 in and 3 from the left.
Back to the 17th. That's on the Chowrasia. That's for bogey. We saw his tee shot end up left and long, and that's unfortunately the price he has had to pay for that miscue. And the same is happening right here with Jamal. He also ended up left and long, chipped it back with a bump and run to about 10 feet away, missed his putt, and now he has this one odd footer to clean up for a bogey. So with this, Jamal will drop back to 14, as will Sunit Chowrasia to 10 under par. Dhruv Shuran cleans up for his par. So it's coming down the 18th, the par 5, 580 yards, playing a bit downhill, dogleg right to left, and this is where the show shall culminate. A good couple of blows, and that should be good for Dhruv. And in the meantime, our leader on the screen, Akshay Sharma. I beg your pardon, that's MD Sanju. I think he's very close to
the referee.
The referee, of course. Very, very close to the referee. Trying to probably get a drop from, I think, a water hydrant, the sprinkler system. Very important where he takes it, because he's not very far away from the deeper side of the rough, but that is where it seems his nearest point of relief shall be, away from the first cut. Yes, now on screen, of course, is our leader, Akshay Sharma. We see him glove in hand, pacing it out. Looks like he's off the putting surface and he's going to have to chip this one in. The pins, of course, as we mentioned earlier, some very tight pin positions, some very new and interesting pin positions. And many of even the local caddies are not very familiar with some of these pin positions, and this makes it all the more interesting for all the players and the caddies. Welcome back to the commentary box, Shaurya.
Yeah, you're right about that. Hole number 18, 26 from the front, 3 from the left. It's a tight pin position, but what flawless golf he's playing. If you have to win a tournament, this is how you get it done on the DP World PGTI. Now this chip underway needs to be close. And that is getting better as we speak. That is getting, look at that. This is what you call courage under fire. Not deterred at all by the magnanimity of the situation.
Yeah, we heard that. You know, the huge round of applause. Great spot to leave himself with his second shot. He's been bogey-free so far, 7 under for the day. And once he makes this one, which I would fully expect, that should move him to 8 under and round of the tournament, 64. That would certainly be a nice little visual, soft hands, following through the ball beautifully, very well judged.
You know, that's you spoke about it again, and that's a part of the game that he really excels in, especially when he's on song, does Akshay. At this point, Dhruv must be thinking, what do I have to do? He's thrown the kitchen sink at Akshay. He's done all the right things, made eagle 14, birdie 16. And now he'd find himself 2 behind Akshay, because it seems like that putt seems like a mere formality. MD Sanju, now this is about 45 yards, will need to generate a lot of spin to try and get this close here. And from the outside. And has overshot it. Seems like a fairly simple shot, but you also have to keep in mind that that bunker does impede on the line of play, so played it a little aggressive. And Akshay now with this putt, with I think where the flag is placed as well, it's a difficult one to get close to. And Dhruv will be playing this hole with the wind, though it is downwind from our vantage point. If anything, maybe blowing a little right to left. So there is still a possibility that Dhruv could try and make eagle here. Akshay Sharma now with this putt to open a 2-shot lead. What a player, Akshay Sharma. This seems like this might well be the putt that will secure him his victory.
No, it's an extremely well played hole. You can see based on no time on that, you know, the chip is really what set it up. You know, he probably had a little more than he could bite off coming in with the second shot, but you know, kudos to him for having placed his second shot in a spot on the right side on a bit of an uphill from where he could access that flag, and how well did he do that? That execution of that chip was absolutely brilliant under the pump. A bogey-free 8 under in the final round. Can't ask for more.
Really, that is stellar play. And the fact that he didn't even have to worry about the putt shows you about the execution. That chip was perfect to the tee. I think Dhruv also really has to be commended for the fact of how he's been able to come back now, walking down the 18th. It's not quite done yet. We've seen him eagle hole number 14. Now, if this drive is in the fairway, he can get there. And anything within 25 feet, at least an opportunity to give this hole a run for eagle.
No, and he absolutely will, because you know he is, of course, playing alongside Jamal, and he's clearly, you know, found a way to inform himself that he's well ahead of Jamal, and he's fully going to try and bring the pedal down and not really worry about his second place too much now. He's well ahead. And as we see, Akshay Sharma, of course, having quickly cleaned up on the 18th, and the rest of his group. We have MD Sanju and Maniram doing their little bit. This would be, I would imagine, a birdie putt for Maniram. Maniram himself having put on quite a good show today. 3 under after 17. This putt for birdie, and he makes it.
Look
well
at that.
done.
A fan favorite. We can hear the adulation all the way up to the commentary box. So Maniram, really well done. Makes another birdie, would move to 13 under.
Look at him grinning ear to ear. Well, this putt has certainly made sure he sees a little bit more of the money. Well done, Maniram.
Yeah, staying true to his name. Mani Ram moves to 13 under par. I would say that's brilliant showing by Mani Ram. And MD Sanju now trying to clean up for his par here. Remains at 7 under par. So MD Sanju would be a little dismayed by the 1 over par performance today, but nevertheless he can take the positives from the week. A top 15 finish is always welcome. And of course the final group now walking down hole number 18. Jamal Hussain is 3 under for the day. You have Sunit Chowrasia 2 over for the day, and Dhruv Sharon, who is in view, now has his task cut out for him.
Well, I'm just very interested to know where he has driven his golf ball. But, with the caddy putting the bag down, I would believe he is on the right side of the fairway, which, all going well. Given a good lie, he would have the green within reach. And a good angle coming in as well. He would have to shape it somewhat, I believe, a little bit left to right, though, to chase it up the green.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, he would have wanted a clear shot. Let's see if what kind of lie that he's drawn, and if he indeed has a line. It might turn out to be not the worst thing that he's missed it on the right-hand side, because the pin is all towards the left, and given his prodigious distance, might well have a long iron or maybe a rescue there. So would at least have an opportunity to try and get on the green. I think that's the first thing. Just get it on the green. Give yourself a shot. I think that would be the first priority. Jamal Hussain now, who is currently at 14 under par. He's in 3rd position, and he is in sole 3rd position.
Now you have Jamal Hussain all set to give it a heave-ho. Center fairway, but of course a long way away. I think he has a 3 or 5 metal coming in, likely a 3.
Really does have the penchant for chasing the ball up. You'll see that in conditions like this, especially downhill from the right, he'll put a little bit of draw on it, and you'll see that ball, the moment it hits the ground, it'll really bound on.
That's exactly what he's done. You could see that from his body language and the way he slung it right to left, but
that's a good shot. That's not too bad, but in that bunker, I think enough green to work with. So still a fairly straightforward shot. A lot of green to work with uphill. So it should be fine. It's a little downhill from the start, but generally an uphill shot, so should be fine. Now it seems like Sunit is...
he's yanked it to the left, and now he has a bit of a, I don't know.
He's...
adventurous second shot, probably a 7-iron or a 8-iron. It looks like that he's going to be hacking it out with.
Yeah, in a spot of bother here.
Very close to the OB line, if I could imagine that.
Yeah, would have barely missed it. I think he's going with a rescue, a 2-iron. So trying to sling it right to left, and if you hit it left, you actually cut the corner. So if anything, if he has a lie, I think he can still get there in 2 with the rescue. Just try and hit one of those right to left sort of boomerang shots that gets a lot of purchase off the surface once it hits it. But good thing that he's been able to find it.
He has a little bit of a ball sitting above his feet. It seems to have caught a lot of dirt. I'm not sure if he caught it before the ball or in the follow-through. He's walking out. He's finding his way back to the short stuff.
Sunit Chowrasia, nephew of the illustrious SSP Chowrasia.
And, and the way this hole moves, right to left with the bunkers on the left side. Clearly, Chowrasia missed it a long way left.
He's going with an iron. And, he has the length to get there with an iron, Shivas. But it also seems like he's unimpeded. So if he has a line to the green and a clear shot coming out of the rough, he has the power. Maybe from where he is, we can actually peer over our shoulders and see that he might be going with a 4-iron, trying to get one of those jumpers. He'll have about 245 yards to the flag from there.
Well, he gave it all he's got. And let's see where that ends up.
Not quite certain where that...
You don't have a visual on that. Has he found the left side trap? He doesn't seem happy at all.
I think if he's to look back and if it turns out that he indeed is not able to win and doesn't make eagle here, I think he can take a lot of positives, because it's not about what really happens. I'd have to go back to the quote by the great Bruce Lee. It's not what happens in life; it's how you react to it. So I think the way that he's been able to react to adversity has been admirable. He dropped a few shots, but came back strong, and that's all you want from a champion golfer. So this is going to be a sign of things to come for him, and we are very pleased by his performance. As we have a look at the players walking down on hole number 18, and also a look at the top 10. Akshay Sharma, Dhruv Sharon, Jamal Hussain, Maniram with that brilliant birdie. Probably one of the better finishes. He had a runner-up a few years ago in Ahmedabad. And Amardeep Malik, seasoned campaigner. Shamim Khan, all-time money winner. Leader, Sunit Chowrasia, we just saw trying to get himself out of a little bit of a kerfuffle. And Abhinav Lohan, probably one of the most consistently good players on DP World PGTI. And Thanga Raja, Sri Lankan, King of Gold. Apparently that is the meaning of Thanga Raja.
Well, certainly gold today. Thanga Raja putting on quite a spectacular show, bringing in a 6 under to boost himself up to 9 under for the tournament. And as we move along, Dhruv Sharan would need to try and hold his third shot to force a playoff with Akshay Sharma. Dhruv, of course, was our overnight leader by 3 shots, but got off to a bit of a slow start. Just even par for the front nine with a couple of bogeys.
Presenting the expertise of wealth management with the power of a bank.
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया.
Delivering golf anywhere you can imagine. That's smart logistics to a T.
At least the good thing for Dhruv is that he knows what he has to do and can be a little aggressive. Doesn't need to worry about the trailing pack. Jamal is 3 shots behind him.
Well, Dhruv basically has to hold it. He is short-sided. He is in the rough. He's going to be having limitations putting spin on that ball. But I would like to see, of course, a good golf shot coming through and him still making a birdie.
Sorry for that. Wouldn't put it beyond him to at least give this a close run. He has some green to work with.
Nice soft hands. And, well, that's what he's got left for birdie. And with that, we are in a secure position to declare Akshay Sharma as our winner of the DP World PGTI Players Championship.
Yeah, that from this angle now shows you he really did not have any green to work with. So unfortunate for him also on a downslope, but brilliant play nevertheless. And our winner, ladies and gentlemen, is Akshay Sharma. Congratulations to Akshay. While we have a look at Jamal from the bunker on hole number 18, trying to get to 15 under par.
And he's played a little bit of a nice chunk and run, and it's feeding its way to the hole. Leaves himself, I think, about 10, 12 feet. Makeable birdie. And Dhruv, of course, while he will be disappointed, he will only learn and grow from this experience. And Akshay Sharma, deservedly 8 under for the day, the round of the tournament, the round of the day. Look at those gorgeous trophies. Absolutely beautiful trophies on our screen right now. And Akshay Sharma is going to be the proud owner of one of them.
Yeah, I'm not quite certain. What are the other 3 for? We'll soon find out in the prize ceremony, and that's why we implore our viewers to please do stay with us through this proceeding.
Well, I can recommend that there were and have been 3 wonderful commentators at this event. And a trophy each wouldn't hurt our closets.
Well, if you can hear us, the powers that be, we've expressed our will. And getting back to the heart of Gurugram in the Delhi NCR region in India, DP World Players Championship being played at Classic Golf and Country Club. The final day has proven to be one for the ages. It was a duel in the sun, literally and metaphorically. It was hot, and I'd say the temperature was aided even more so by Akshay Sharma's stellar play, 8 under par with round of 70, 65, 70, and a beautiful 64. He emerged victorious. And Dhruv Sharon, of course, challenging him the entire way. And Sunit Chowrasia
Well, he's got that left for a birdie. That would be a terrific birdie, a much needed birdie. And, it should certainly, help him from 10 under par for the tournament to move up a couple of spots to 11 under. He gets the ball on the way. Has he given it enough? I'm afraid not. Not giving it enough respect, and that is what he has left to clean up for a par and a terrific outing, all said and done. He should be proud of himself coming back from that 2-year injury.
Yes, brilliant work by him, and we're all elated for his comeback after being out due to injury. He's really done well, has young Sunit Chowrasia. To the proverbial hell and back. Back injuries are often career-ending, and such an important component of a golf swing is a strong spine. And somebody who's displayed that today has been Dhruv Sharon.
Well, Dhruv here, all set to make a birdie. It would be good to see this young man make that golf ball disappear. And he does. Well done, Dhruv. Solid show right here. Sadly comes up one short of young Akshay Sharma.
Couldn't have done much more. He really did go the mile. What a player. Seriously, hold your head up high. Dhruv Sharon with stellar play and ending with eagle, birdie, par, birdie. So shows you that he didn't give up. Really made a strong go at the tournament. But of course, the first few bogeys undid him. But you have to doff your hat when somebody shoots an 8 under par. So Akshay really did win that tournament, but still only by the slender margin of 1 shot.
And what an up and down that was on the last hole. It truly commendable. Dhruv, of course, pushed him as hard as he could. Both great competitors, great friends, and I'm sure they'll share a lovely hug at some point in the very few minutes.
And now Jamal to get to 15 under par, and that wouldn't quite change the mathematics of the situation. He would still be solo third, but a birdie nevertheless. And that also drops in right on his last breath. So
Jamal ka Kamal.
Yeah, absolutely. This final group has played the 18th in stylish fashion. Birdie, birdie and par. And with that, you of course have the last group walking off, and the leader has emerged from the penultimate group. Akshay Sharma is your champion, ladies and gentlemen. Akshay Sharma already has 3 victories before this, 2 on the DP World PGTI, 1 on the next gen.
And yes, that's a pretty solid stat given the fact that he turned professional at age 19. He's been a pro now 16 years and he's still only 35 years young. Dhruv Sharon in the meantime, 31 years of age and searching for his 2nd victory. And we can assure you that day is not very far away. Well done, Dhruv. Take a bow. You have been outstanding. And Akshay Sharma, you absolutely owned the day. Solid 8 under, bogey free, great front runner once you took the lead and you never looked back. Well done.
And we request you to please stay with us for the highlights and then the glittering prize ceremony to declare a champion. Akshay Sharma really came in strong. So no lead is safe here on the DP World PGTI. Akshay Sharma 19 under par. Dhruv Sharon was your leader after day 3. at 15 under par. But I'd say the story also is that of Maniram. What a showing by Maniram.
Yes, Maniram certainly was the surprise package and in the unknown commodity. And as we were commenting, given the fact that he gives up anything between 30 to 50 yards to the younger pack, he really does put on a stellar show and plays to his strengths, and he has it very much under control. So that's pretty much it, rounding up the top 20. We had the top 10 up there, and you have Vasu Sehgal, who had a very solid round today as well. Putting on a show, 5 under. Thangaraja, of course, 6 under. And then, of course, Saptak Talwar, 4 under. These, of course, are your scores for just for today. The scores for the 72-hole tournament were on the screen as well. Very, very warm. Still 40 degrees here at the Classic Golf and Country Club. A stellar property, an outstanding golf course, sublime conditions, designed by the legendary Jack Nicklaus. And the course and its setup getting a lot of praise from all the competitors. And of course, after this event, the tour, the DP World PGTI Tour, will be on a break for summer and monsoons. And of course, we shall reconvene when the new calendar is out in a couple of months. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's been a fun first part of the season, and it's been awesome to have all of you supporting golf in India. And a big shout out to all our sponsors, the tour partners, Amul, Axis Bank, Amrutanjan, Campa.
Some of the highlights from today. That is Dhruv Sharon. Here at hole number 15. It's the overnight leader. This is the aerial view of hole number 18. The fairways are green, lined by the rough, which has been baked by the oppressive summer sun. The heat, we are formally in the summers, aren't we, Shivas, as we have a look at the top 10 scores?
Yes, indeed. It's been a lot of fun in the sun, and thank God for the little bit of breeze that got up today, which of course was sorely missed yesterday. But the temperatures were a couple of degrees higher today than they were yesterday. All in, of course, made sure the fairways dried out, the greens dried out, got quicker as well, which didn't really make things easier for the pin positions and the players today on those greens. But therein, things were clearly not as difficult as we imagined in the commentary box. We had some seriously good and low scores coming out of the golf course in the game today. So once again, a big shout out to our tournament winner, Akshay Sharma. This will certainly augur very well for his 9th position on the order of merit, and he should jump up a few spots. Dhruv Sharon in 2nd place, followed by Jamal Hussain.
And of course, our champion, Akshay Sharma. You can't quite win a tournament if the putter doesn't work for you. And I think he's been stellar every part of the game. This was Jamal on hole number 10. Sunit, the young man from Royal Calcutta, really did exhibit royal golf for the first 2 days. Today, of course, could have been a little better. And Dhruv Sharon missing a few putts. He would have wanted to shoot a lower number, but that's just how the cookie crumbles at times. Om Prakash Chauhan, former number 1 player. And this was, of course, hole number 15. Maniram Sharma, audacious Maniram Sharma. He's somebody who doesn't hit the ball far, but I said he hits it close. And there's certain kind of golf courses that he really does perform, and this is one of them. He's going to be a happy camper. And this, I thought, was a masterclass in short game by MD Jamal. What a shot. And Amardeep Malik there with the pincer-like grip and executing to perfection. our runner-up golfer on hole 15, electric blue and white. And this year, hole number 15 again.
A big thank you as well to our camera team, our production team. The unsung heroes are bringing the beautiful telecast to you, who have also been out there in the sun, shading themselves under trees and under umbrellas wherever possible, but mostly out there in the sun, getting these great visuals of our leader, who made an absolute clutch birdie on that 17th hole. His body language was such, he was firing at all pins, at all cylinders, making no mistake all day long. And this, really the shot that set up his one-shot victory. Delightful little pitch. Stone dead.
Yeah, I think he's also worked on the mental side of the game, because he's been very even-keeled, having birdied the last 2 holes. Really does show you that he was on top and really on song, and that smile tells you all. Congratulations, Akshay, you've been a worthy champion. And of course, Dhruv with that birdie on 18. Must feel a little heartbroken, but I know that he's a consummate professional. Appreciates good play when he sees it, and will take it with the positives and have a lot of golf in the second half on the PGTI, DP World PGTI. And I'm sure he's going to venture overseas, and his wife is from Japan, and he's played that Q school. I'm not quite certain what status he has, but will be venturing overseas in the summer months, from what little I picked up with his conversation previously.
Well, just like ourselves, the camera work, the production team can't get enough of this spectacular up and down the last hole from Akshay Sharma.
And also a big thank you to the golf club here, Mr. Keshav, and the rest of his team and the other seniors who are involved here at the Classic Golf and Country Club. They've been brilliant hosts, I must say. They've provided PGTI golfers with this facility, and of course the members as well, because they have to sit out. And of course this is what it's all about. So it culminates beautifully into a week that went by so quick.
Hello and welcome once again, everyone. What a fantastic round 4 we've seen here at the Classic Golf and Country Club in New Haryana. And it was quite a battle there. Some outstanding performances coming in by a few players, and someone who actually managed an upstaged on local boy, Dhruv Shioran. Akshay Sharma winning the title. I have with me Rahul Bajaj. Rahul, what a fantastic day for action. We couldn't have asked for anything better than that.
Didn't I tell you, Preeti? It's going to be full of masala. It's going to be full of drama as day 4 comes in. And, you know, you saw this even on the back nine. The closer you get to the time of the prize ceremony, the more and more drama unfolds. We did see that Akshay brought on a lot of heat on the golf course. 8 under par on today's round. I mean, bogey-free round to close this tournament. Absolutely a fabulous performance. And Dhruv Shioran made a charge at it, but a little too late.
In the end, it was just a one-stroke win for Akshay Sharma from Chandigarh. Well, Dhruv Shioran, who belongs to Gurugram, could not really make it for the second title. I think it was, he was eyeing for the second DP World PGTI title, but then Akshay getting it there. And what a, the way the lead changed hands. We were also looking to some sort of a playoff towards the end. Was that a possibility?
Oh, absolutely. It was very much a possibility. In fact, Dhruv on the 18th hole hit his drive a staggering big distance all the way down that downhill. And he must have had all of about 170 or 180 yards to this par 5. And certainly we were hoping that it's going to be an eagle and hence a playoff. But Akshay Sharma, what a tremendous finish. Birdie on the last 2 holes to finish at 19 under par. Fabulous.
You're speaking about that particular stroke. On the 11th, Jamal had a bogey. But despite that, he was trying to make a comeback as well. And I think you had a word with him when he finished his round. Spirits are still high.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, Jamal on the last hole, everybody thought that he's already secured third position, but he had not.
Yeah.
And he was completely clued into that putt and trying to make that birdie because he knew he had to separate himself from Maniram Sharma to finish at a solo third position. And a lot of players did not know about that. So they were thinking that why is he taking so much time because he secured the third spot. But actually, he mentioned to me after he finished that, I had to make that putt. Otherwise, I would have finished tied third. So yes, kudos to him. That fire never gives up, and he fought till the very end.
And that's why he was so excited when he finished off that round with that high. But at the same time, let's take a look at the final look at the leaderboard as well now. I would want you to just refer to it because we are on the golf course. It's easy for us to make reference to the live leaderboard here. And of course, it stands the way it does right now.
A couple of mentions today. Of course, Akshay Sharma with that 8 under par on that leaderboard to finish 19 under. Just a one-shot win over the overnight leader, Dhruv Shoran, who had a 3-shot lead. So a big jump there for Akshay. Jamal Hussain with a 3 under par to finish third. Big ups to Maniram Sharma to have finished 4 under par for the day, to have, finish at 4th position all by himself at 13 under. Amardeep Malik with a 6 under par final round to finish at 12 under. Shamim Khan, the old horse, who has now come up with a 5 under par to finish at 11 under par for the tournament. And we've seen a lot of movers and shakers on that leaderboard. N. Thangaraja with 6 under par final round. Vasu Sehgal and Aryaman Aditya Mohan also with 5 under pars to finish at 9 under for the tournament, to be just about creeping into that top 10. So it's been an absolutely interesting tournament, a fantastic week that this has been, a lot of good scores. And, the pin positions this week have been all, tucked in towards the corners. And I think that has been a challenging factor. But I think the players have also shown up, and by the end of it, they've actually come up with far greater numbers.
Well, DP World PGTI Players Championship really producing some champion performances here on day 4. And at the end of the day, Akshay Sharma is the winner of the title today. Quickly, Rahul, if I can ask you to tell us a bit more about how the course really behaved today, along with the conditions that we had.
First and foremost, we could see all throughout the day that the wind was really moving in ebbs and flows. So it was coming in and going out. Like you can see that it's subdued right now. But, just 10 minutes back when we were standing over there just before the show started, the wind was really blowing at about 17 or 18 kilometers per hour. So, that judgment, firstly, is this is nature's call. You have to be aware at all given points of time as a player what it's going to be throwing at you. Having said that, greens have been playing fantastically this entire week. They started off at 9.5 on the stimp meter, and it's moved into 11.1 today on the stimp meter. Some of the fastest greens that we have seen on the tour. The course has played absolutely fantastic throughout the week, and that is the reason that you see players making so many birdie putts and eagle putts out there. The course has behaved absolutely fantastic. I think the players have had a lovely time over here at the Classic Golf and Country Club.
And we are so happy that they had a lovely time, because this was the final tournament in the first half of the season. We will look ahead to the next half of the season as well. Anything in particular that you are looking forward to?
The big thing coming up in the second half of the season is going to be in October, which is going to be the DP World India Championship. You have Rory McIlroy and Tommy Fleetwood, who have confirmed their participation into this tournament for the second year running. And Rory McIlroy is also the second year running Masters champion. What better could you ask for?
Well, we are all looking forward to the second half of the season then, because the first half has promised and delivered a lot for us on these greens. And of course, the champion today being Akshay Sharma. That is, in fact, it from us for the moment. We will throw to the highlights, and we will see you on the other side with the presentation ceremony as well. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and golf enthusiasts. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to the prize presentation ceremony of the DP World Players Championship. At the end of 4 days of pulsating golf, we gather here not just to celebrate the top performers, but to honor the spirit of excellence, determination and sportsmanship that defined this remarkable tournament. We witnessed an extraordinary exhibition of skills this week as the cut went at even par 144. The tournament featured outstanding performances by the likes of Jamal Hussain, Harman Sachdeva, Akshay Sharma, Dhruv Sheoran, Sunit Chowrasia and Mani Ram, to name a few. At the end, the player who absorbed all the pressure and displayed nerves of steel came through as the champion of this tournament. So let me now begin by inviting our dignitaries for the prize presentation ceremony, beginning with Mr. Amandeep Joel, CEO, DP World PGTI. Can I please welcome you here? With Ms. Rachna Bahadur, Senior Vice President and Country Head, India at Synchrony Financial and Advisor, DP World PGTI. Also Mr. Varghese M. Thomas, Senior Vice President, Brand Partnership and Communications, SCO, Central Asia, Levant and Egypt, DP World. Mr. Rishi Mattu, Head of Classic Golf and Country Club. We would also like to invite you here for the presentation ceremony. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Well, we will begin our presentation ceremony, but first I'm going to request Mr. Amandeep Joel to kindly present plaques on behalf of DP World PGTI as tokens of appreciation to Ms. Rachna Bahadur. Can we please get that? Thank you so much. Next, can we have the plaque for Mr. Varghese M. Thomas? Can we please have a round of applause? Thank you. For Mr. Rishi Mattu as well, receiving it on behalf of Classic Golf and Country Club. Thank you, Amandeep, and I'm going to request you to please make the opening address.
Thank you, Preeti. This is our last event on the first half of the DP World PGTI of 2026. I'm a happy man as the CEO. We've had 8 tournaments plus the Indian Open on the main tour, and we've had 4 events on the next gen tour. We've done 14 crores in prize money in the first half. Thank you. I think the credit goes to the entire team, especially my president, Mr. Kapil Dev, the board members, Mr. Amitabh Kant, the new entrant, Mrs. Kiran Nadar from the HCL. I want to thank Rachna for joining us as the board of advisors. This is her first week as a board of advisors. Thank you, Rachna. Mr. Nikesh Arora, Mr. Shantanu Narayan and Pradeep Bakshi are the other board of advisors. Together they bring in the power behind PGTI, the DP World PGTI. Thank you, Varghese, for your support, for the DP World support to PGTI. It means a lot to us. It takes us to a global organization. Thank you very much. A big round of applause for DP World. The winner, sorry, not the winner, the leader of the Order of Merit, Saptak Talwar, has done over 80 lakhs in prize money in the first half. Coming back to this tournament, a big thank you to Mr. Mattu, Classic Golf and Country Club, Keshav, your entire team, Deepak, the greens superintendent. Greens were running at 11 on the stemp meter. So the greens were hot, the golf course was hot, and the temperatures were very hot. But still my pros played superbly. I'm so glad for Akshay Sharma. Finally, after 16 years, he breaks through
Big round of applause for Akshay. And surprisingly, he shot a number 19, which in 1991, I won my first tournament at the Jaipur Open shooting a 19 under par. So well done, Akshay. We have few things in common. Chandigarh and 19 under par in your first tournament. Well played, Dhruv. I think you did very well. Who's? Akshay's, after 16 years, he's broken through. No? 5 years. Sorry. I get it wrong. I also want to thank Sampath, our tournament director. Thank you very much, Sampath. This is your 938th tournament. 938. And that strawberry ice cream is looking very nice in your hands. Well done. Great job. A big thank you to all my tour partners. DP World, obviously, Axis Bank, Amul, Kampa, Amrutanjan, and the entire PGTI board, the entire PGTI staff, Prabhash, Vikas, Nikhil, and your teams. Thank you very much. Poonam, thank you so much. Together, let's go for a greater back nine in 2026. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amandeep. And I'm going to request Ms. Rachna Bahadur now to please share her thoughts.
Thank you so much, Aman, for the warm welcome. And it's just been fantastic coming here. I just flew in from Bangalore, but just coming here and seeing all our pros under one roof, so to speak, is quite surreal. It's been lovely to actually engage with some of you, and I look forward to seeing you through on your journey as you continue to reach great heights nationally as well as internationally. It's a pleasure and honor to be part of the advisors. I also do hope that we continue to pull up our women golfers through this effort. I personally play a lot of golf and love the game of golf, but I started a little late, so it'll be nice to see some young pro women come up the ranks as well, and for your support with that. And yes, again, lovely to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rachna. And I'm going to request Mr. Verghese as well to please share his thoughts.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, Amandeep. This is my first golf tournament I'm attending. I'm proud of it right now. As DP World, I think we are fortunate to partner with PGTI, especially in India, not only in India, globally too. DP World is championing the golfing tournaments across the globe. And like I said, it's a pleasure to be here today. And I hope PGTI continues to do this great work going forward. And we'll continue to partner with PGTI in all your golfing. And also congratulations to all the winners today. And whoever didn't make it, hopefully next year you'll have a better chance. All the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's come to our prize distribution then, and we'll start with the media putting contest that took place today on the sidelines. We had this media putting contest, and I will be announcing the names of the top 3 performers. I'll request Ms. Rachna Bahadur and Mr. Verghese M. Thomas to kindly jointly present the winners with their prizes. Let's start with the 3rd place then. It goes to Ashutosh Pandey from Nav Bharat and Central Chronicle. Ashutosh, if you can come and take your cap. Yeah. Congratulations, Ashutosh. Yeah, pose with your cap. There you go. Congratulations. The 2nd place for the media putting contest goes to Shahid Azmi from All India Radio. Congratulations, Shahid. All right, and the winner of the media putting contest is someone who has actually defended his title, and that's Shumon Ray. Shumon, please come. I know I gave you tough competition, but congratulations. Defending champion there, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so that's about the media putting contest. Now let's give away the tournament prizes. And once again, I'm going to request both Ms. Rachna as well as Mr. Verghese to jointly present the top two prizes. We'll start with the professional in second place, Dhruv Shioran. Can we please have you here? Dhruv registered the scores of 69, 66, 66 and 69 for an 18 under 270. Congratulations, Dhruv. And let's now welcome our winning professional, Akshay Sharma. His first win since the year 2020. Scores of 70, 65, 70 and 64 for 19 under 269. I think it deserves a bigger round of applause. Thank you so much. And the winner's check worth 15 lakh rupees. Well, after that beautiful picture, it's time for the customary winner's speech. So I'm going to request Akshay to please speak to the gathering.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to thank you, DP World PGTI. Thank you to supporting us. Classic Golf Country Club. Thank you so much, giving like a very wonderful golf club. Like a very good, I feel like this golf club is the best, like on fairway, greens and bunker. Thank you so much. Thank you all to partners. Thank you TD, thank you Sappa sir to set up इतना मतलब मुझे लगा इतना टफ गोल्फ कोर्स में आपने इतनी अच्छी पिन पोजीशन लगाई है जिस पे खेलना बहुत मुश्किल है बट हमारी गेम को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए आपने इतना अच्छा पिन लगाया थैंक यू सो मच थैंक यू माय स्पॉन्सर्स थैंक यू ट्राइडेंट ग्रुप थैंक यू जीबी लेजेंड्स टू सपोर्टिंग मी थैंक यू सो मच थैंक यू एवरीवन थैंक यू
एक बार 17 नंबर का जो पट है वो बता
एक्चुअली मैंने सर को बताया था कि वो 17 के जो पट था उस टाइम मेरी जो फील थी जो मेरा माइंड में था एक्चुअली आई एम प्लेइंग विद लाइक जी मिल्खा सिंह उनके साथ हमारी बैटिंग चलती रहती है तो वो मेरे मेंटली में था कि जीव सर बहुत स्मूथ एंड सॉफ्ट पट मारते हैं तो वो ग्रीन बहुत क्विक थी तो मेरे माइंड में चला था कि मुझे एक मिल्खा सर वाला पट मारना है जो लास्ट ड्रॉप पे गिरे क्योंकि वो ग्रीन बहुत क्विक थी और फाइनली मैंने सेम विजन बना के वो पट मारा और वो अंदर गया थैंक यू सो मच थैंक यू जीव सर थैंक यू माई क्लिक थैंक यू माई फैमिली माई मदर माई फादर माई वाइफ माई स्मॉल डॉटर आराध्या थैंक यू सो मच टू सपोर्टिंग मी
Well done.
Thank you so much, Akshay, and congratulations once again for that wonderful win. And with that, we'd also like to extend our heartfelt thank you to all those who made this event possible. PGTI's umbrella partner, DP World. Host venue, Classic Golf and Country Club. Mr. Keshav Kumar, General Manager, Classic Golf and Country Club. Mr. Deepak Singh, Senior Manager, Classic Golf and Country Club. Mr. Vikas, Course in Charge. Mr. Rohit for F&B. The entire housekeeping, operations and the greens team, all players, referees and officials, the media of course for supporting this event and coming out in large numbers through the week. Our tour partners, Amul, Axis Bank, Campa, Amrutanjan and Allied, Kalyani, Golf Plus Monthly, Golf Design India. Also, our heartfelt thank you to Doordarshan and Waves OTT for their outstanding live telecast of the event. With that, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to say goodbye to all our online and TV audiences and the players as well. We look forward to seeing you all next in the second half of the 2026 DP World PGTI season. For now, bye-bye from all of us.